Welcome. You are at the right place. If you want to watch the 6 Days of Amsterdam, we're going to be starting our live broadcast in just around 15 minutes time. But just stay put. We are, of course, starting the second half of these 6 days, and it's set to be a fabulous, fabulous evening. It is a sellout, but there is heavy traffic around Amsterdam. Now, it may well take the crowd a little bit of time to settle themselves in. You have, of course, the comfort of your own armchair, so get yourself all the drinks and refreshments you need, because it's going to be one heck of an evening, and you're not going to want to leave that seat. We will be back with you then in 15 minutes. I'm Carlton Kirby. Tony Doyle, just bringing in the sandwiches. See you in a moment.
This program is presented by Giant Bicycles, Tux, and Island 200.
What inspires Giant to push the boundaries of bicycle technology? It's simple, to make you faster. We became the world's #1 cycling brand by delivering unrivaled craftsmanship, innovation, and inspiration to every ride. We create bikes that inspire you to push your own boundaries. We innovate to make you faster.
Last night was another enjoyable evening in the 6 Days of Amsterdam. The riders raced an attacking and hard-fought final Madison, where Pim Litgaard and Marcel Kautz took a lap and won the sprint.
Yeah, it was a hard fight. We attacked one attack of the last attack, and yeah, our legs felt not so good. But if the other team started the attack, I followed the team. And I think it was a good group. Yeah, and you saw it. We took the lap, and in the last sprint I was the fastest man.
Pim, how important was it to get the final lap back for the overall?
It's very important. We're now back at zero and we're back in the race. And now the last 3 days are coming. We feel we're getting stronger every day, and now we can take up the fight for the win.
Kisses and flowers for Kautz and Litgaard. But Nick Stopler and Jori Havoc took up the fight as well. The lap gained put them in charge of what Stopler called a really hard race.
Really hard. We gave everything.
It was attack the whole final Madison. Can you just walk us through what was going on out there?
Yeah, it's what you say, attack, but also chasing, and that makes it hard that you go in the attack and you think I'm getting a lap, but you don't.
We are sure to see even more attacks and chases in the 4th evening of the 6 Days of Amsterdam.
Okay, we're going to just check in here on Aaron Gates and Luke Roberts to see... Oh, I think Aaron's zipping up. Hello, Luke and Aaron. How are you guys?
Yeah, we're good, thanks.
Yeah.
Good, thanks, you.
Just shut the door here. Luke, I mean, you're what are you? You're 36 now, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
You've won World Championship gold medals. You won Olympic gold medals. You won a 6-day in Grenoble. I think you've raced like 1,000 6 days now. Is that right?
Not quite. But, I've done a few.
What can you learn from such a young puppy?
How to hurt yourself pretty hard. Yeah, I mean it's a good mix for us here to ride as a Australasian or Commonwealth team, you could say, yeah. Australian and New Zealand together, and it's Aaron's first 6 day, so it's nice for me to be the one chosen to show him the ropes a bit. You know, he's a top bike rider, yeah. Young guy, plenty of good years ahead of him, and it's an honour for me to be able to look after him here in his first 6 day and show him the ropes a bit.
Yeah, he is a top rider. He already has a World Championship medal, and it's not his first day. He crashed. His partner crashed out in his first day earlier in Italy, but it's your first full-on 6 day. I mean, so Aaron, and what have you been learning out there in Amsterdam?
Yeah, well, it's been a real honour to ride with Luke. He's, as he said, he's been showing me the ropes, and it's a completely different ball game. Racing 6 days here as opposed to World Cups or World Championships or whatever other kind of track event. It's even just learning the dynamics of a 200 metre track has been a new experience, and yeah, Luke's been a big help just to teach me the way of the racing, and yeah, it's been good fun though, and halfway now, so looking forward to the next 3 nights.
And Luke, you won in Grenoble, and but do you remember when you first stepped on and rode a 6 day, and how did that go for you?
My first 6 day ever, first tough one I done was Dortmund. When was that? Back in 2004 or something. I remember that. First night there was an eye opener. It was quite a new experience for me. I was pretty lucky that week to actually I got changed during the week to a different partner, and I finished the week with Robert Barco. So during my first race, and I actually got to learn a lot from him as well. So then the next race with Jimmy Madison together, also a very experienced 6-day rider, and so I had some good guys in my first races to help me along the way, and I'm grateful for that now.
And do you spend most of your life hanging out in a cabin? I mean, just tell us about this cabin. I mean, it's kind of spooky in here.
Yeah, well, this is my first time in Amsterdam at the 6-day, and they've got each 6-day has its own setup, and
bungalow, is it?
Yeah. I mean, we have transportable buildings out here to hang out between if we need to spend some time at the track. We've got a really nice hotel here. Yeah. It's, the organisation's done great there too.
Here we are for the tip of the evening. Tell us, can you remember your predictions from last night?
I think I talk about the couple Juri Havik and Stoppler, that they going to the lead, and they are the leaders, so I had a good tip.
Are they strong enough to win the 6-day?
If you are the leader after 3 days, then it's also possible after 6 days, but a few couples are very strong and very close to by each other, and it's still with a few points difference, and a lot can happen, but it's possible.
And who did you pay to make them win?
Sorry?
Who did you pay to make them take the lead?
That's the eye of the, how you say it in English, I don't know. But you see they are good, so I think they are in the right spot now.
Welcome to the second half of the 6 days of Amsterdam. Absolutely phenomenal. What an opening 3 days we had, and it reached a climax last night as we got to the top of the hill effectively. Stoppler and Harvik finishing second in the final event yesterday behind the mighty Lichtart and Kaltz, who lit it up at the very last, and team number one unlapping themselves and doing a phenomenally good job. They find themselves in third place behind Lampeter and Keirin. They had come into the evening as leaders, and now they're in the runners-up spot. Only 3 teams, as you can see, are on the lead lap for proceedings, and we're about to get underway and start day 4 then with our Madison Masters. It is 90 laps plus, well, including those 9 sprints along the way. Can't wait. This is how the evening is going to shape up for you then. So as soon as we've dealt with the Madison, we will have the sprint boys out. We have a Keirin for you, team elimination as well. Then it is the time trial, and the Dernies begin their job as well. The Sprint Masters will be back out for their flying lap, and indeed the sprint playoffs, the runoffs, semi-finals and final. Interspersed, of course, we have a super sprint, the Madison, to finish us off, and by that time we'll need something to finish us off, I tell you. It's going to be another busy evening. It is day 4. 3 days complete. This plus 2 more to reach the end of these glorious 6 days and find out who is our champion. One man who's used to having that accolade attached to his name is, of course, Tony Doyle. Tony, it's been amazing. Over the last 3 days, we have had as much action as you could possibly want. Everyone's stayed safe. It's been great racing, thrilling throughout, and I'm expecting more of the same tonight.
And I certainly am as well, and interestingly you said that everyone stayed safe, so that just shows you the standard of the bike handling, standard of the professionals, because it's all so fast and everything's happened so quickly, and so the riders have really got to concentrate. They've got to be totally focused, because at these speeds, you know, there's none of the racing, there's no time they're on the track when they're racing, when they're going anything less than 50 kilometres an hour. So it's a real credit to the cyclists, to the athletes, just how competent they actually are.
Very much so. Been some traffic issues in the locale, which has stopped a number of people actually getting to the arena. We have, however, got a full complement of riders. Toon Mulder, one of the sprinters, has made it, only just. He's on duty in about 20 minutes. There goes the gun. That ceiling is going to be peppered before you know it. And it is time for us to go racing. We're starting off with our opening Madison, 90 laps with 9 sprints along the way. Points racked up as you go. 5, 3, 2 and 1. So 5 for taking those intermediate sprints. And I can tell you right now that some of the guys who went early yesterday felt a little aggrieved that being so many laps down, they are the new boys, teams 10, 11 and 12, and they kind of feel that maybe they should have been cut a bit of slack yesterday. No gifts in this game whatsoever. I was speaking to a couple of the guys, and yes, words were had down there, and you know, straight back at you came the response. Yeah, we're not going to do anyone any favours, least of all the new boys. They need to be welcomed into this competitive world. It is cauldron-like. And, yeah, if you want points, then you're going to have to fight for them, Tony.
Well, that's right. I mean, there's no gifts in six-day racing. And interestingly, Carlton, I mean, the riders came out on the track much earlier than they have on any other day. And they spent a long time warming up. I know that virtually everyone I've spoke to was out on the road and getting a ride in their legs earlier today, enjoying the lovely weather we've got here. But they realise how serious it is, and they've got to be warmed up, got to be raring to go.
You know, we're at the top of the mound, as it were. We've done the climbing, and now time is running out for you to assert yourself on this event. And, yeah, it's now or never, I guess, for many of these teams. Essentially, we have 6 teams that are either on 0 laps or 1. Keirin de Kettler is a lap down despite his best efforts yesterday, incidentally, with Van Hoek. We spoke to the guys earlier on today. They have brought, or trying to bring, a busload of fans over from Belgium. I don't know whether they're trapped in the traffic jam as well, but expect to hear some roars for those boys a little bit later on. First initial moves just starting to show themselves, and bang, it is happened. Beretti in the orange, the number 6 boys, Leif Lampeter and Ray Crader not hanging around, and it's Lampeter that's lit it up, and away he goes. He's trying to get an early one on here. Slick change, tight down on the bottom of the banking, and he delivers. This is superb. And chasing on, it's Vlasman. I think that's Sturtinger, who's nearest man to them at the moment, waiting for his change in the next curve, the next piece of banking. Dan Holloway and Guy East want to put something in the bag very early on, and I can tell you this for sure as well. Watch Team 10 in the silver jerseys. Nolan Hoffman livid yesterday that they were nullified in their attempt to go. Now those two teams have managed to latch onto a quartet up front, and this has got something about it, but not too much. And easing off the drive go Beretti, team number 6. They're just easing into it, and this is how we're shaping up right now. So, points, first of them. Sturtinger takes the opening points today. It takes no time at all. It was intermediate sprint rather than getting a lap back on the field that they were going for. So Sturtinger gets the 5. Minor points up for grabs for some of those other guys. I don't know whether they're going to have the strength to go it alone, some of the lesser teams. They tried it yesterday, and it knocked the stuffing out of them.
It really did. I mean, it paid off for team number 8. They were able to sneak away and gain a lap's advantage, so they won by 1 lap on the rest of the field. And of course, you know, you can't give that distance, and I don't know whether we'll see that move happen again tonight. The first 4 riders across the line in each of the sprints score 5, 3, 2 and 1 point. Then it's the team which scores the highest total who wins the overall points race series unless any laps are gained, and then the winner of this sprint series gets 20 points.
There we are. So the cumulative points to get you your points total for the discipline, which is 20, 12, 10, 8, 6 and 4 at the end. Well, we said that they were ambitious, and so it is that they are proving, and I'm wondering whether anyone's going to be kindly to them. Don't count on it. 72 now laps remaining of this opening discipline tonight, and so in 2 laps time there'll be more points up for grabs, and it's intermediate sprints that everyone's looking at the moment. If you do lap the field, then you are the de facto leader, provided nobody else has done it, of course. If somebody else has, it goes back to the points tally that you've amassed on the intermediate sprints, which come every 10 laps. Got it? Good. Into the curve, sailing beautifully. The Americans, you know, are having a much more comfortable time. I think they've warmed up to the event. And here comes Hoffman taking a sling from Wes Crader. Said they're learning how a little bit about themselves and indeed about the track. We'll have more on that for you in a moment's time. Tracing them is Mel Boskamp and Jesper Asselmans in the 9 jersey. That's the black and white, and that's Nolan Hoffman, who just sails up and he'll make his change in a few moments' time. Well, there we are, some chops and changes for you, and Sturtinger and Maurice doing a fantastic job of nailing those sprints. Lampeter and Kreider, Easton Holloway, Kreider and Hoffman, 5, 3, 2 and 1 last time by. It's a relaxed start, this one. Yeah, a relaxed start, but interestingly, the changeover before that last sprint with team number 10, Hoffman coming in, didn't change until the final banking before the straight, so far too late, and that's what cost him the win, and that's what gave those 5 points to the Americans. It's all about getting your change coming in at the right time, at the right pace. Obviously, they're all feeling themselves back into it tonight, and it's a great event for the riders to find their legs and get the feel of the track. So it's a good early event for everyone to warm up and get back into the groove. You know what, Tony? I'm not hearing the bell so far. Do you think he's actually having a break, our bellman? We'll have a look. We'll keep tabs on it. Here we are, Easton Holloway then. 7 points they've amassed so far, which is great news for them. Nice to see the Americans coming through and doing a decent job. Sorry if we've been a bit remiss on the line, but waiting for that bell as a reminder is clearly the wrong thing to do. Morrison, Kreider and Hoffman. Lampeter and Kreider, there they are. That's how they stack up just for the time being. So Easton Holloway are our leaders, and I'm liking that. The Americans have done a decent job. Now, the bell should be now. I'm just going to try and see if we've actually got... at last. He's remembered. Wiggle it, why don't you? Well, doing exactly that is number 9. Look at this. Fantastic push by Jesper Asselman. Coming around the outside, trying to build up some points. Oh, and I think just stealing it at the line. Team Orange and Leif Lampeter. That was sneaky and beautifully done.
Very well done. I think he just took that. I mean, we'll have to wait until we see the photo. But Leif Lampeter is really determined to get stuck in today. I mean, they've really made their presence felt, and those extra points might have put them in the lead. Let's have a look and see that photo first.
Just didn't quite get there. Well, it's nicer that they managed to slow this down for us, because the last few days it's just been a zip by, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that actually wasn't the photo from them sprinting for the line.
Oh, wasn't it? Oh, well, there you go. You see, I'm damning with faint praise almost at the moment. Sorry.
I think maybe the jury is just teasing us tonight.
I think so. Like to hear that bell a little bit louder. Would be rather nice. He's got a big right arm, the bellman, but maybe I don't know. Anyway, we're back on and it's Team 8. Koopmans is the name of the sponsors. Tristan Margay and Mark Hester, the Swiss and the Danish partnership. How do you think they've been going?
I think they've gone very well. I mean, I think everyone's acquitted themselves and ridden very professionally. Standard's been superb, and we've seen fantastic first 3 days of racing. I can't remember Amsterdam 6 where the first 3 days have been so fast and so hectic.
This is how you stand at the moment. Easton Holloway, the Americans on top. This is good news for them. And in fact, that's the latest result. They're just 1 behind Lampeter and Kreider. Boskamp and Morris and Strodinger. Next sprint, intermediate, will be in 2 laps' time. And they're teeing themselves up nicely. And don't want to get too much of a points deficit. And guess who? It's Kenny de Kettler and Gijs van Hoek. Team number 4 in the pink, the lighter of the 2 pink jerseys, which are on display here. And it is de Kettler who's on the front now. It's him that has the fan club that are coming via coach. Let's hope that they've got their bicycles with them to sail past the traffic. There goes the bell, and it is the run for the line, and the points they're in. And they have had a very, very good run. But you know, the Americans are still very much back in this one. I like that. I like that kind of spirit. Vlasman also in the mix, and Wim Sturgeon was not going to let that one go lightly. Americans of Ireland 200 are racing on nicely tonight.
Yeah, racing very well, and they seemed very confident when we spoke with them earlier. I think they're feeling a lot more at home now. They've got 3 nights in their legs. Oh, look at that!
Wow!
Yeah, just got it. I mean, fantastic start for them.
It is, and
they put them back in front.
The top of the rack now on 12 points. Well, that is proper. Oh, and here you go, as if by magic, it's Hochman from team We Publish, along with it is Didier Kaspers who's gone with him. They'll make some changes in a moment, but this is a bid to lap the field, and the field are alive to this. And the field essentially is being dragged on by Ireland 200. The Americans want to win an event on the points and are not going to let anybody go away from them, I don't think. Lovely sling there from Dan Holloway to Guy East to make the chase down. And meanwhile, out front with 5 to go before we get the bell next time by, the Americans are having fun. And as a result, unfortunately, out front, it means that We Publish and Zeiss, the green team, and indeed the team with the silver jersey, are not being allowed to go because the Americans are the ones that are nullifying their challenge at the moment, and they're just dragging into proceedings Dalen with Kenny de Kettler and Heijs van Hoek, who are desperate to get back on that lead lap.
I mean, that injection of pace there, it's really strung out the riders, and the guys at the back are really finding it tough because they're getting whipped all over the track. They've got to go around so many different teams, got to overtake a lot of riders, and riding at the back, it's so much more difficult. You've got to stay in contention, you've got to be nearer the front all of the time.
Well, it's a sellout in the glory boxes downstairs where all good food and the beer is. You can buy a ticket to get in there, by the way. Check this out. He's taking the ticket and he's on the expressway, and he's on rails coming around this corner. Absolutely superb push for it, and Ray Crader has just mugged everybody. Now, can he drive on with this one? He's going to have company in a few moments' time. Sailing around the corner in the silver is Nolan Hoffman, who's also doing a decent job of getting them back into the frame here. Easton Holloway tumble to second place, just 1 point shy of Lampeter and Trader. Maurice and Stuttinger in third place now as the results come up on your screen. Ahead of Boscom and Asselman, Hackman Hecke, de Kettler and Van Hoek down in 7th place with only 2 points, despite actually being close to the action throughout. Oh, we've got an attack. It's rocking off the front, and guess who? Pim Ligdal has lit it up, and there he goes. Proper attempt. We'll see. He hasn't drawn anyone with him.
A big attack though. He's got a big gap there, over 40 metres I think, and it's really stretched him out. The guys at the back are finding it very, very difficult. Surprisingly, we've got Robert Barco there, most experienced rider, the oldest, most successful rider with over 26-day wins, pinned to the back there.
Leaders after day 2, Lampeter and Crader start to just send out the fishing line here, and they'll be cranking that handle as we speak, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're dragging along the rest of the train with them, and that gap is actually coming down to around about 30 metres, and Pim Lichter is wise to this, looks over his shoulder just as he crosses the line and just thinks to himself, you know what, I could do with saving a bit of energy here. Sometimes you get a bit of kidology where they look like they're slowing down, and then as they come around the corner they attack again, and I think that's exactly what's happened here. Wise to that move. Beretti are also on a charge, and it's Leif Lampeter with the white number 6 on his back that's on the charge after him. He's giving nothing away tonight.
Nothing at all. I think team number 1 realised they haven't got enough of a gap to break away. They want to stay out in front to try and pick up the next 5 points. They've only got 1.5 laps to go, but Lampeter's coming up to them very quickly as we come round to the bell.
There is the bell, final lap right now. Who's going to get the sling off? A lovely throwaway. Ray Crader with a real amount of power, but check this out as well. Dalen's hit the afterburners, and de Kettler wants something out of this. He's not going to get there though. Oh, you know what? They're constantly being bullied out there. It's like everyone's ganging up on them. I'm speaking for them, of course.
I think the big German rider there, Kaltz, he did just enough to pick up those points, and but the pressure was really on there. The big teams are coming to the fore now. They're letting the rest of the teams know that they're going to mean business.
They certainly are. This is your leaderboard. Not sure if it's actually stacked through. 9 sprints in total. Next one comes in 7 laps time, just about 6. Amazing. Lampeter and Crader on 16 points ahead of Easton Holloway, the Americans, who are doing a superb job here tonight. Morrison Stodginger ahead of Crader and Hoffman. I'm really enjoying what Crader and Hoffman are doing here as well from the Zeiss team.
We've got Team 12 now have gone on the attack. The guys from the Czech Republic, and team number 10's trying to get across that gap.
Oh, they are as well. I think they're going to make it. And this is a perfect moment for these two guys to get together. They could do with forming a little bit of an alliance. The charge is on, but it doesn't look exactly full throttle. Although wait for Vlasman, they look like they mean business. That's team number 3 with Jens Maurice, the Dutchman, with Wim Struttinger, his fellow countryman. They're just at the front at the moment, and it looks like they may well let this one go. This is one they can afford to give away, and it's going to mean a lot to these guys, and this is terrific. The men in the green are We Publish, and that man is Yuri Hochman. Just chasing him down at the moment is Nolan Hoffman, and he would love to get something on the board. They'll take the bell, not this time, but next time by, and so it's going to turn out to be a standard sprint, I guess you could say, between these two, with everyone else just battling for minor positions just for the time being. In fact, they're going to get on the back of the train here. This is superb. They've made it on, and so they will be the de facto winners of the sprint. It'll be they that take it, and everybody else is battling for minor points. In fact, they're not quite there just yet. They were in traffic. Oh, and taking that at the line was indeed Wes Crader. So the boys from team number 10 have actually got their first intermediate win. I love that.
I mean, that's great, but I mean, the acceleration from the bunch means that these two teams, 10 and team number 12, they almost got on the back, but now there's been a big lift in the pace. They haven't quite closed that gap. They're really having to work hard. They're having to overtake a lot of the traffic. They're getting caught out, pinned at the back there. They're going to have to really commit themselves now, otherwise it's all going to be for nothing.
Lampeter and Crader, who led on day 2, we remind you, coming into tonight sitting behind, in second place, behind Stoppler and Hardwick. Now they have done a great job. We haven't seen much at all just yet of the AA Drinks boys, Stoppler and Hardwick. They've been running quiet. They are there, they're in P4 off the front of the train right now, and they make it back on. A credit to those guys.
They had to work really hard there, but tremendous. They really meant business, and they committed themselves, and they hung on in there. Unfortunately, the peloton just eased back. The string of riders relaxed momentarily, gave them the chance to get to the back. Now they've got to try and make sure that they stay there now.
I'm just looking at Nolan Hoffman, who's circulating on his own at the moment, waiting for his teammate Wes Crader to come round. They lead under 12 points plus a lap. Joining them, Hochman and Hecky from Team 12, We Publish. They've only got 5 points, but they've got that lap as well, so they are in second place. Leading the chase, it's team number 6. Remember the Beretti boys in the orange, and they're on 17 points. That's 4 clear of East and Holloway, the Americans, who kind of started proceedings tonight. They were the ones who seemed to be busiest of all. I'm just looking down there, and Yuri Hardwick looks extraordinarily focused. He's up there, but hey, you want focus? Look at this, and timing. He's got the lot. Ray Crader has gone for it, and all of a sudden there's a response drawn from the front, and it is Vlasman in their multicolored jersey that go off the front right now, but dragging Dalen along with them. This is an important moment for them in terms of racking up points, but I don't think they can ride on. I don't think there's a spare lap in these guys.
Not at all. I mean, that was a real acceleration. And the guys who've just got the lap, they're pinned to the back. They're having to work really hard just to hang on to the back of the string of riders.
They are. Nolan Hoffman looked absolutely exhausted up on the high rail. Lampeter and Crader have got 19 points, but they haven't managed to post that extra lap. They won't be bothered too much by that, by the people who are out in front of them at the moment, because when this spins down into the general classification, they are going to take that extra little tiptoe further forward, and that's what they need. Lampeter and Crader, don't forget, are on the lead lap as they come into this evening. So are Stoppler and Harvick, team number 5, and team 1, Lichter and Kaltz, who've also been busy. The big losers, if you back it, if you kind of roll over from last night and into tonight, are team number 4, Kelly de Kettler and Hees van Hoek. I'm not suggesting that everyone's ganging up on them, but they've been very aware of the danger posed by them, and as a result, they've kind of been kept in the box.
Yeah, but I don't think they're too worried. They realise that there's none of the major big teams who are challenging for this win. But interestingly, seen Hoffman move from the back right up into 4th position now. And as I say, that team number 12 is trying to follow them through and trying to jostle and push them to get onto their wheel.
Well, points, of course, also rack up and count towards your grand total. And every time you roll by another 100, you get a lap back. They'll be aware of that. And in fact, team number 6 seem to be putting something in the bank. They're the boys in the orange. We'll have the Dernies out a little bit later on this evening. That's the Belgian Derny in the Belgian Racing yellow. Looks rather incongruous. Only 3 laps remaining of this opening Madison. and by the time the line approaches, we're going to be in party time, I think, because this is going to be extraordinarily well contested. Here we go, wide round the outside, coming the We Publish boys. Number 12, they want to reach out and grab this, and they're going to go off the front, I'm sure of it. They'll take the bell. It'll be they alone. Has anyone got the will to follow them, knowing that a lap is not going to count for naught? Will they be allowed to take the points? The chase is on, and it picked up big time. Oh, Kenny de Kettler suddenly hits the accelerator. Unfortunately for him, so does Ray Crader, and Ray Crader comes, does he? Oh, Vlasman also involved. Absolutely brilliant finish there, and I think nicking at the line was Wim Sturzinga.
I think you're right there. Sturzinga just got it, but team number 12, they did enough there to win this race, and they pick up the 20 points. A tremendous start for the guys from Czech Republic.
Enjoyed that, chasing on from the big teams, Vlasman. But yes, We Publish, and we know who they are. Yes, we do. Oh, what a great start to the day. It is day 4 of the 6 Days of Amsterdam. Here we go, let's check this out. You know what? I think that was taken. Yes, it was. I was absolutely right. It was Vlasman, Wim Sturzinga. He's been a powerhouse out there.
He certainly has, and they've been getting better each night. I think Jens Morris has had a heavy road season, but each day on the boards, he's finding his track legs. He's got a wealth of experience, and I'm sure he'll get better as the race unfolds.
Crader and Hoffman get themselves a victory. I couldn't be more pleased for a couple of guys. They are terrific. Hoffman and Hecky get 12 points. They're also on the same margin. Crader and Hoffman first to that position, and in fact they're just coming to the line now, and look how exhausted Nolan Hoffman is. He's on the inside of the track, the South African, and he's been handed a red towel, and he will be pleased to use that. Oh, good man. That was a fine piece of work.
Fine piece of work. That's worked really hard for that, but they've shown that they're not frightened. They're going to have a real good go, and they've made their presence felt. Tremendous.
They certainly have. Nolan Hoffman was speaking to him earlier on today, and he said it's taken a while for us to get used to each other. He is a pairing, of course, that he only was aware of when he got here from South Africa, and it takes a while to settle into your partner and just know their foibles. It's not an easy thing to do, but they have managed it and done a terrific job here. And congratulations to those boys. Well done. Well, we'll take ourselves a break in a few moments, and then we'll be talking to our victors. Don't forget, we will have our second event in a few moments. It's the Keirin to keep you entertained.
This program is presented by Giant Bicycles, Tux, and Island 200.
What inspires Giant to push the boundaries of bicycle technology? It's simple, to make you faster. We became the world's #1 cycling brand by delivering unrivaled craftsmanship, innovation, and inspiration to every ride. We create bikes that inspire you to push your own boundaries. We innovate to make you faster.
We're here with Nolan Hoffman and Wesley Crader. Guys, you attacked and got the lap. What type of Madison was it out there tonight?
Well, we were really hoping to get some early points, but we always knew we were going to go in a race to attack towards the end, because the whole week we could see that we weren't going so good in the sprints, and the only way for us was to try and take a lap, and we got the company of the Czech guys, and they were also a strong team, so we worked well together to take the lap in the end, and it was perfect. We could catch the peloton with 10 laps to go, and we're happy with that.
Wesley, you won the Madison, but you also gained the lap. So how important is the lap for the overall picture? Are you guys thinking of that?
We're not really thinking about the lap, but we want to win some Madison. And it's today we have to take the lap, and Nolan has to go for the sprint, and that was easy today.
Perfect. Thanks. Back to the commentary.
Thanks, guys. Good for them. So they're heading for intermediate prizes, I think it's fair to say, starting today. 13 laps in arrears, and only 9 points coming in. Well, they've certainly added to that total, which is fantastic. But that's how we stand in the general classification. Lambertet and Keirin, Team 6, they did a great job out there. And in fact, they share the lead, the joint lead, with Stoppler and Ardvik, who started this evening on 135 points. They're still there. And that's why Team 6 in the orange were going extraordinarily well. It's party time.
It certainly is. We get the big sprinters who are coming to the line now, getting ready for the Keirin. Big, strapping, bulky guys, and we've had some real entertaining racing.
Oh, you know
the
what?
First couple of Keirins we've had the first 2 days.
It's fantastic. It's positions that count here. So the smaller your total, if you'd won all 3, you'd have 3 points. If you see what I mean. It kind of works like the Omnium in that regard. Well, Matt Buckley took the first day and just beat the field to a pulp almost. And then it just shows you what can happen. On day 2, he was plumb last. That's kind of what the Keirin's all about, really. It's elbows out. We've seen these sprint boys who are providing the interludes, if you like, to the main event, which are the Madison Masters guys and their duties, whether it's Elimination, Madison, etc. However, when we get the sprint boys, we know we're in for a bit of fun. Bart Holmes coming to the line right now, the man in red. Now, he won yesterday, beat Hugo Hack at the line. Niels van der Honendal. It was van der Honendal who finished in 3rd place yesterday, ahead of Teun Mulder, who has not been functioning as well as I thought he would on, well, he certainly did yesterday. 2nd on day 1, and indeed took day 2, but I was expecting him, frankly, say this quietly, to win every single one of them. But we've had the likes of Jeff Hoogland as well. There he is in the orange. Now, Jeff, I don't know whether he does duties at a nightclub, but he certainly could do, because he is a tough egg. Now, we know we've had some traffic issues tonight, and I do know that Teun Mulder was one of those who perhaps had to run the last couple of kilometres, because apparently traffic was absolutely static.
I mean, it was a complete standstill, but he's only just made it by the skin of his teeth. And
he's taking his time.
I mean, you never know. That adrenaline will probably get him pumping up. He wouldn't have had time for a proper warm-up at all, and that might prove to, inspire him even more, because he's going to be so angry. He's going to be fuming.
Yeah, exactly. He wears a sort of a lightly clipped beard. Let's put it that way. And so you've got to decide whether he's cuddly or grizzly. He is a bear. We know that. The man who's provided me with a lot of entertainment has been Matt Buckley, 20 years of age, and Bart Holmes as well in the red. He's only 19, and he's not afraid to get the old elbows out and do a bit of leaning. It is the Derny race. The Derny will head round. We've got 10 laps with 3.5 to go. The Derny comes off, and then the real fun begins. Remember yesterday they held one of the riders out there and wouldn't let him come in, and there's a little bit of shenanigans going on right now, and it's Bart Holmes that wants a piece of the line, and they've just about allowed him in. There we are. Look at this. A lot of leaning already. Oh my goodness. Fellas, sort it out.
A lot of pushing, a lot of shoving, but you've got the man probably with the most experience of Keirin racing, driving on the Derny. That's Michel Vartan, himself a former world champion in this discipline as a rider, and he spent a lot of time riding on the Keirin circuit in Japan. Very successful, raced out there for many years, and he just loves the Keirin, and he's going to give them a real smooth, steady ride, and it's great to see Michel there, and the man with the experience on the front, but he's going to have an easy ride. The 6 behind him, they're not going to.
Oh no, Niels van der Honendal finally manages to persuade Hugo Hack that he might want to let him in. They were getting very personable out there. At the back is Toad Mulder. Now, he doesn't mind being at the back. In fact, it's one of his favourite positions. Just in front of him is Jeff Hoogland. I can't pick this one because it's been such various results so far.
I mean, very difficult. There's no one who's obviously that much better. Pace being picked up here very gradually by Michel. The Derny's 75cc, and in fact, this is the 106th day that Michel's been a Derny driver at. As a rider, he rode 72, so a great deal of experience there.
Was it his Derny that lost its chain yesterday?
It was, yeah. He had a mechanical yesterday, had a defect, and he's taken a lot of ribbing for that.
Well, I'm not surprised because it was his fault. He hadn't tightened the chain enough. Simple as that. Put it back on, and the machine was absolutely fine. We were blaming the mechanicals. It was the man himself. Right. Waiting for the Derny to disappear, and then they will go for it. Here we are. Called off by the lineman, and away they go on straight attack. It's Bar Holmes. Bar Holmes goes long now. He's done this earlier. He did this before, don't forget, and everyone's wise to it this time by Niels van den Honendal is the man that goes with him. Tracking them is Matt Berkeley in the black, and he picks it up, and in so doing drags Hoogland along with him. Oh, Hoogland goes for it. Look at this, checking over the shoulder. He knows it's coming, but it's like a train, an orange train, bowling round the outside. He's holding round high, high, high. He is just above the red line, but driving it home here is Matt Berkeley doing a superb job. He's holding him off. Can he do so? They straighten up right now. Oh, I think the man in orange got there in the end. Jeff Hoogland, I think, won that, and he thinks so too. Punches the air. How about that?
I mean, great race. I think, yes, the man in orange definitely got that, and a great Keirin there, really entertaining, and there's no love lost between these guys, is there?
Absolutely not.
I mean, I got in the lift earlier with them in the hotel, and I mean, they were sort of growling and flexing their muscle at each other then. I was frightened.
Yeah, it was. I know all it was over a speculoos biscuit. That's how competitive these guys are. You shouldn't have had it in your hand. You know what animals are like. Here we go. There's the line. We jest. Total athletes and fabulous to watch. Matt Berkeley just beaten on the line. There you go. Confirmation of the result. It was Hoogland that took it ahead of Berkeley. And you know what? Toad Mulder, for a man who'd been stuck in a traffic jam and didn't warm up, he didn't do too badly.
No, not at all. And he'd be very relieved to get that under his belt. I mean, imagine how nervous and tense he was. He was thinking, will I, won't I make it? And he just got here just in time.
I think he leads Toad Mulder, courtesy of that result. He had 7 points coming into that, so a combined finishing tally of 7 places, if you see what I mean. Add 3 to that, he gets 10. Hugo Hack finished plumb last. He was leading on 7, joint leader with Toad Mulder. So he had 6 to his 7, so he's down the order. So yeah, Toad Mulder, good lad. He's our leader.
Our leader, the experienced turn, former world champion, and you're quite right, he still remains as our leader.
Well, I'm pleased about that for him, finishing in 3rd place, joint leader as he was, but the man who'll be getting the flowers and the kisses is Jeff Hoogland. I've described him as a big unit. I wouldn't arm wrestle him.
No, I'll probably give it a miss as well.
If you'd like to spare us your thoughts, incidentally, you can find us on Twitter. It's at Carlton Kirby, CarltonKirby. And if you'd like to send your thoughts as well to sixdayracing.com, then feel free to do so. They're a great bunch of guys. There we are. Surely that's the best bit.
Best bit?
I like flowers.
I mean, particularly in Holland when you get 3 kisses.
Oh, sorry, I was talking about flowers. You do, you rack them up. Favours given. Look at those hams.
I mean, I wasn't going to mention the fact that I took you to the flower market yesterday, Carlton.
I know, I was busy buying bulbs. Looks like he's smuggling a few on his thighs. Unbelievable. Right, he will take his leave, and so will we. We'll take ourselves a commercial break in just a few moments' time. And then we will be back here in Amsterdam, the 6 days, as the action rolls on. It's elimination race next. I know it's one of your favourites. Can't wait for that. We'll see you in a few moments' time.
This program is presented by Giant Bicycles, Tux, and Island 200.
What inspires Giant to push the boundaries of bicycle technology? It's simple, to make you faster. We became the world's #1 cycling brand by delivering unrivaled craftsmanship, innovation, and inspiration to every ride. We create bikes that inspire you to push your own boundaries. We innovate to make you faster.
Welcome back. We are on our elimination race in just a few moments' time. We will have our starter pistol sounding once again, and then they'll start counting him down. 1 to go, says the commissaire, holding up the lick finger in the wind. There is a breeze, by the way, and you get this as a vortex starts to happen with track cycling. And when that is the case, it's quite disconcerting. When these, if you're on down trackside, there we are. I'm taking another one for everybody. When the wind starts to blow, you know there's a real pace and they're all locked together. It's something you don't realise until you actually get into these kind of tight rooms.
It's something you don't fully appreciate until you get right up amongst the action. Of course, such a tight velodrome is here, small, very low ceiling, and so you notice all the movement on the track.
So, just to explain, we are on an elimination race right now. So, it will be, the first 10 laps will be completed, let everyone get themselves warmed up, and then the bell is a crucial thing. That tells you you've got one more lap to get yourself into position, because the next time by the line, you will be trimmed off the back if you are plumb last. One by one.
That's right, the first rider is eliminated after 10 laps, and then one team will be eliminated every 5.
Well, yeah, so I say one by one, that's team-wise, but it's of course 2 by 2. So your teammate also loses out if you happen to be at the back. It gets a bit frantic, and then all of a sudden it gets very relaxed right at the end where we have a sort of a standard sprint and there's just 2 left. That's what the elimination race is all about. It's a whole load of fun.
A lot of fun, particularly for the spectators, but you've really got to keep your wits around you as one of the riders. I mean, you know, there's a lot of traffic. There's 26 rides on the track, 13 teams changing all at different times and all over the place, and you've got to concentrate and watch the colour of the jersey so that you know who's coming in for that change.
You know what, something, Tony? I think this has been the quickest I've seen this open. There's a real pace out there, and it has strung out, and right now having to fight to get back on and fight hard is Margay and Hester. Now, I'm just wondering whether they're deliberately, yet again, going to sort of feign this one to tee themselves up for the time trial, because they're going for the lap record here. So don't be surprised to see teammate go out. They might just sort of not go out first time by, just to look a bit more serious, but they do go. Okay, we've dealt with that. They're getting themselves ready to go for the lap record, which is held by Jimmy Madison and Martin Northstein. That's because the time trial, the 2 timed laps, is up next.
Well, that's right, and this is a tactic which teammate have used the last 3 evenings, and it's paid off well, because they've been the fastest time. They're the only team to break 22 seconds each night for the 2-lap time trial. So they're making their mark in that one discipline.
So they're kind of saving themselves for that. That's up next. So everybody else a whole lot more focused on this particular event. The pace is seemingly much higher. It has strung out, and at the moment in the losing position it's team number 4, De Telegraaf. I imagine they'll pick themselves up unless they too are also just saving their legs for a little bit later on. But it does get serious about now, and indeed they are racing seriously. And De Telegraaf suddenly sailed by 2 other teams, including Lampeter and Trader, team number 6. They've all got to watch out for it, because now the chase is on. It looks like team 10, Zeiss, might be trimmed off at the back. Who's going to get the call? And I think it is indeed Wes Trader, you know what, they could probably do with the rest after doing such great work in the opening event here tonight.
Well, that's right. I mean, they've started off really well, and interestingly, team number 6 is coming right round, overtaking everyone. It's come from the back, moving right near the front. So Life Lampetar realises they need to get away from the back. They don't want to get caught out. They need to be nearer the front, so they're more in control.
Well, they're really starting to bunch up because the remaining teams here really are extremely interested in going as long as possible. There's points up for grabs, don't forget, in this one. Team Elimination, 2012, 10, 8, 6 and 4. And for some of the teams, the stack of points becomes ever more important because you start moving towards that next 100 marker within your points. So every 100 points you get a lap back, don't forget. Maybe an easier way of doing it. Bell has rung. Next time by, they will trim one off. At the moment, it's Barry Marcus and Rob Bartko are at the back. Team number 7, are they going to make amends? Here comes the drive right now. It's going to be the Americans that lose out if they manage to pick up their skirts here. And indeed they do. And I think it's Island 200 who get the call. So the man who, it's Guy East, who lives in Tijuana, and Dan Holloway, who doesn't, who are just teasing themselves back down the track. They've been called out. So here are our remainders, and at the moment it is Team 1 Visa with Pim Lichtaert and Marcel Kautz. They've been doing a great job this evening, and indeed they've been doing such a great job that I think they may well end up being leaders by the end of this evening. I think that's their target.
That certainly is their target, but it's interesting to see how much purpose all the riders have come out for this team elimination, and I think this has been the fastest one so far.
Definitely.
They really are pushing on. There's no let up whatsoever.
Wow, and as you say it, AA Drinks, who haven't had much out of this evening, really set their stall out. There's a rack of points to be had here, and it's not the most difficult discipline if you've got the legs and you can keep safe at pace up front. If you are starting to tire middle way through these 6 days of fantastic track racing here in Amsterdam, then you've got a more difficult job essentially at the back.
Well, that's right. I mean, it's night after night, and it's all short, fast, very explosive. The riders are finishing 11 o'clock at night. Their heads are whirring, their legs are still spinning. They've got to gradually calm down. They've got to try and recuperate and gain as much sleep as they can. It's all about rest and recuperation, eating at the right times, making sure they get some gentle exercise during the day, go out on the road, and they get those vital massages to knead and ease those muscles back into 100% condition.
Very much so. Some good changes going on here. Here come AA Drinks. Now, this is Nick Stubler and Jurli Harvik, and they had a fantastic day yesterday. In fact, took the lead in the competition. They don't want that to slip from their grasp. I don't want to start having to do other duties. Just looking at this, come back to that in a moment, and I'm not sure whether Vlasman got trimmed off the back. I think it was Bredenord, Barry Marcus and Rob Bartko. I think we'll be slowing down before you know it. Called off the back the men in red. Still haven't got a design on that just for the time being, and in fact it looks like it was the Telegraph.
It was the Telegraph boys, Luke Roberts and World Omnium Champion Aaron Gate. They missed out that time, so Robert Bartko, team number 7, they're still in contention.
Well, the Crate and the Good are in the centre of the track here, having their dinner, some wine, watching some great racing, and meanwhile you at home, you've got your piece of toast and your tinny, and you've got us, of course, which is how you're listening. I hope you're enjoying it just as much as we are. I most certainly am. It's been fantastic. Bredenord, it is team in the red, who are going to be my favourite pick to go out this time by. Just going through traffic with some of the changed riders, and it looks like they have got a bit of a deficit in the legs right now. The chase goes on. You heard the bell. It'll be this time by that somebody is a loser. Oh, I think Vlasman have just been mugged at the very line. Well, we'll get a call. The commissars will make it in a moment, but riding on are Bredenord team 7, and I think Vlasman are gone. And indeed, they acknowledge that fact. My goodness, that was a surprise. I thought they would have stayed in for the points.
I mean, they tried to, but team 7 came round them. They left it a little bit too late. So that pace of this race is very, very fast. And look, there's a bit of a attack on the front there.
There is.
Team number 4 and team number 5 and 6.
Oh, I'm not
Pressing
surprised.
on.
Yeah, these are the guys who are going toe-to-toe overall, and every point counts. They'll take the bell next time by. No wonder we've got some pace about this, because it's almost a distillation of what's important. They're all very, very close overall, and so it just magnifies the importance of every single rack of points that you can be part of.
Well, that's right. Got to score points all the time. There's only 7 teams left. Team number 7 are going to miss out. Left the change far too late there.
Yeah, they've got some real quality in front of them, and unfortunately that's not going to happen for them. So Rob Bartko and Barry Marcus, the German-Dutch partnership. Rob Bartko is a massive amount of experience. Of course, 8 six-day wins to his name, and he's won here previously, but he ain't going to win this particular round of our proceedings. Off he goes off the back. AA Drinks now looking a little bit nervy. What they're doing mostly, it seems to me anyway, which is why they're being so quiet, is track Team 4, Kenny de Kettler and Gijs van Hoek. And I think Stoppler and Hardwick are going to have to do something on their own. I'm sure they will. But at the moment, their neutralisation tactics are working. But it can't go on like that forever. This team we publish have been great tonight. The men in green are still there. Team 12, Jiri Hockman and Wojciech Heceki, I beg your pardon, the Czech team. They've been fantastic. They've almost announced themselves, haven't they, this evening?
They certainly have, and fighting at the back there, looks like it might be team number 9 who are going to miss out, Boskamp and Asselman.
Yeah, Medtech, team 9 in the black and white go. Boskamp and Asselman then. This gets very serious then, because you've got a really feisty contenders out front. Team 12, Hockman and Hecki, who went very well in our opening Madison today, and that's Wojciech Heceki. I keep calling him Hecki, but it's Heceki. And there he goes. Nice it changes they're making as well, bringing them well. 2 more laps to go before they will get the bell, get the line again. So it will be the bell, I beg your pardon, in another couple. Round they come, getting ahead of myself. Right now, ahead of Team 4, the Dalen boys in pink, are too many other teams. It's as simple as that. They know that. Now the mark goes. This is good timing. And the team that have lost out are Team 12, Hockman and Heceki, stuck at the back. And the pace is suddenly, they've been lost. They've been lost. Oh, I'm afraid. And you hear the announcer here as well. That was a brave fight, but a bad change. And just a couple of meters and everyone else goes on the attack, and you've blown it.
Yeah, before you know it, that gap just pulls away from you. You've got to try and stay on the wheels all the time, and it's crucial that you get the changes, you come in at the right time in the right place on that track. Otherwise, before you know it, you're off the back and you've got no chance to recatch the string of riders.
Top 4 coming into this evening, teams 1, 4, 5 and 6, not in that order. Team 5 leaders as we came, but it's they that are left. Quality will out and the cream rises to the top, and guess what? Absolutely, it's Gijs van Hoek who hits the front right now. There we go, and the loser this time by will be Team Boretti. And sitting up, Leif Lampeter, I think he's going to get called out of this one. He's riding on, he doesn't want to believe that it's not happened for him. And he found him ahead of himself. There goes the bell. 1 more lap to go. Well, the pace was up so high, I thought it was the final lap, but it's absolutely not. It'll be next time by at the line, but still they're in that dead man position. Coming high, way on the outside. Is he going to make it on? Oh, I think they did. And a big dirty luck gets shot out from Marcel Kaltz, and I think the men in white have been cooked.
They were cooked, they were caught just on the line there. Team number 6 was coming so fast. He had to chase to close that gap, but he managed to do it and timed it to perfection. We're now left with 3 teams.
3 teams, 3 leading light teams as well. Great work. He's going to have to do it all again. For Boretti, doesn't want to take any chances this time by, and absolutely hits the front and thinks, you know what, I'm going to leave it to the other boys. That's Leif Lampeter, who's out front for Boretti in the orange. Chasing him, tracing him down at the moment is Gijs van Hoek. Well, this is fantastic. The pace that they've been setting, it's it almost seems unsustainable. Here we go. High round, one on the outside go AA Drinks. They're going to be 3 wide round every single one of the remaining bends to the next sprint. Oh, that was an interfered with sling, it seems. Here comes the drive. What a piece of quality it is. And it's De Kettler who drives on, but he's going to get caught. Oh, and I'm afraid he may well have got the fans in, busted as they were, but he's busted as well. He takes the high side as these guys slow it down, and this will turn into a cat and mouse sprint. You'll see them weaving over the track. They're not going to put too much into this one, just for the time being. No attacks going off. They know this is going to come back to 2 riders, and it's about your standard sprinting technique from now on in.
That's right, but a lot at stake. 20 points to the winner, 12 points to the second team, and the Belgians who finish in 3rd, they still salvage and they walk away with 10 points. So they won't like getting beaten by that, but they've still got 10 valuable points. Now got come around to 2 laps to go. Going to see some real tactical sprinting here. Look at them weave up and down the track.
Fantastic. I think the boys sponsored by Boretti here, and it is Leif Lampeter who's on the front. His nemesis, as we look, is Jurek Harvik. So Harvik is the man behind. They'll take the bell this time by, and so they do. It rings out loud and clear. Oh, and he looked the wrong way. That was a fantastic piece of skill. Looked the wrong way, and has he been caught down the back straight? Oh, side by side they go. This is absolutely fantastic. Harvik versus Lampeter. Round they come. You can't call it just for now. Oh, it's going to be a photo, but I think the AA Drinks boys got it. That was a piece of quality, and Jurek Harvik takes the applause, and quite right too. Nicely delivered.
Superb, I mean perfect. He threw his bike just at the right time, and that was a fantastic piece of sprinting between teams 5 and team 6. But 20 points there, valuable to the addition of their overall point score. That's going to make a huge difference to them now, and it's going to set them up nicely for the rest of the evening. I mean, look at here on slow-mo, Carlton.
Absolutely brilliant. He's a nice kid, Jurek Harvik, and you wouldn't want to take anything away from him. And to be honest, that was ridden like an assassin. Absolutely brilliant. They bode their time very, very well. I thought a number of occasions at the top of this event they were hiding, and they saved themselves and delivered the remaining power at exactly the right moment.
Yeah, I mean they seem to be struggling a little bit early on, hovering a bit too near the back for our liking, but they knew what they were doing, and they rode themselves into it, and they went out there, and in the closing stages they really meant business and had a real sense of purpose, and fantastic finish there between those 2 teams. Saw some great sprinting there, but that was a very hard fought victory.
Certainly was. You cannot take that victory away from them, and you would not want to. AA Drink, Stoppler and Hardwick started the evening as leaders, and they are riding like leaders of this event, taking a well-earned drink. And in a few moments' time they're going to move off, and as they do, we'll take ourselves a commercial break. Don't forget, you can get in touch with us, thanks to those of you who have already done so on Twitter. It's at Carlton Kirby, and if you go to sixdayracing.com, then you can tell your friends. That's where they can find the live link and enjoy exactly what you're seeing here. A near breathless Jurek Harvik takes the smiles. Congratulations to them. Terrific piece of riding with the team elimination. Next up is a time trial, 2 laps. Gonna be fun. That's the result. We'll hopefully get the overall standings as they are for you in just a few moments' time. Party atmosphere here. We have a whole raft of extremely happy people who seem to be getting very happier with the happiness fluid in the bottles. It's a fantastic atmosphere tonight, and everyone's besuited in the middle of the track, and out in the poor seats where we're sitting, people seem equally as enthralled. It's great racing, this, isn't it?
It is, and a great atmosphere tonight. mean, it's sold out. I know that some people are still having problems getting here because of the traffic delays, and but you know, really good atmosphere. There's going to be lots of beers going to be consumed tonight.
Oh yes, take that home to your mum, I think was the watchword. Nice to see a dismount, to be honest, incongruous as it looks. No brakes on these machines.
No brakes on these machines, so you use your mechanic, you grab hold of his arm to help slow you down, so you're not tiring your legs out by having to back pedal to bring yourself to a stop.
It's fixie-tastic. You ever see a guy get on the bike and do the splits in front, if you see what I mean? So he swings his leg up and over the bars to actually get onto the seat. That's a trackman. Trackman going to get his groceries. Here we go then. This is fun. I absolutely love this. In fact, say it quietly, but this is the Keirin, I think, for me. Do you know what I love about it? The purity of it.
Well, that's right. I mean, it's pure speed, and it's very much about technique, because you've got to build up the pace, got to use the height of the banking, you've got to make sure you're on the right gear, got to make sure you come down at the right speed, you come down at the right angle to gain the maximum benefit from the banking that's going to set you off on your way. And of course, you start off the guy in front and he holds out his hand to give you that hand sling, and you've got to get the changeover at the right position, just coming out of the banking, going into the back straight the first time. That's when it needs to happen.
The winners of the opening event are on track at the moment. Team Zeiss, it's Wes Crader leading out Nolan Hoffman, and they're working very well together at long last. Here they come. This is a nice pace as well. Real focus. Nolan Hoffman saying earlier on today that he gets tunnel vision during the event. It's so pacey out there. He can't believe this 200-meter track is so quick. And the drop-off from the high banking is outstanding. That was a perfect line there. Let's get a good change, boys, and keep this one going. There they go.
Slow change there. He's got to try and keep it as low down the track as he can. He wants to be on the black line or below the black line.
Yeah, he
covering a shorter distance.
He had a little shimmy above the red. He's got it back down to where it should be right now. Nolan on an absolute charge.
It's quick.
That's very good indeed. A 22.580.
And I think that's the fastest they've done so far.
It is. It shows that they are just starting to learn about each other and indeed learn about the track, and that's an important point, Tony. Every track has its own character, and this one in particular.
I mean, every track has its own character, every track has its own feel, and for riders who haven't ridden on this track before, it takes them that little bit longer to feel comfortable and get used to it. But great to see that they're getting faster. We've now got the team from America, Ireland 200 on the track. Let's see what they can do.
Well, Dan Holloway, he is our leader at the moment. Here he is. He's being the engine room, if you like, for Guy East. Guy East, sort of a quieter character of the two, but both of them extremely accomplished and so delighted to be here. It's almost like party time for them. Dan Holloway, great strategist, and he knows how to ride a track bike. He's so focused. Just look at him. As he sails round the outside, takes the high banking at the furthest part away from our commentary position, back to the start finish straight, and that's a very good entry to start us off.
Yeah, very good approach there. But again, just slow change there. They didn't make contact quite quick enough there.
When the hand goes back, it should be almost immediately two-hand, and they're slower than Hoffman and Crader were a few moments ago. 22.580 is the target time. The line approaching, they're not going to beat that. 23.447, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, that is the second slowest time that we have had in our entire proceedings. Capsters and Van Zyl had a nightmare yesterday, but that nudges quite close to it. It was all on the change.
All on the change. It's all on the technique. Just shows they need to spend a bit more time practicing. Maybe a good idea for them to get on the track early tomorrow and try and iron out some of those problems.
Exactly what we were doing this morning, Tony.
Quite right.
Yeah.
And I was surprised how well you were going.
Yeah, I'm surprised how many problems you had.
Well, I'm sorry. I mean, I hadn't been on the track for a while, but I felt much more comfortable when I did that half hour behind the Derny.
Which I was driving. Deep 13, oh come on, cheer us on, he says, and so they do. The crowd respond. There's a great relationship between the riders and indeed the fans. You get so close. Look at that. They could almost nick the program should they should they care to do so. There goes the bell. Not as high as they should have been on that particular entry into this first curve of the time section. Time, oh, and you know what, again the hands were out there just a little bit too long. I know we're being picky, but that's a disaster. Way above the red line, loops back down into the curve, and this is so much time thrown away, and I'm afraid this is going to get magnified. It's going to be dreadful in the 23s, I think. 23.415. Well, look at that, it's nearly a second. That's a country mile on a 200-metre course.
I mean, that's a huge margin. And it's all about technique. You've got to try and stay as low down on the track as you can. I mean, once you start wandering up above that red line, you're covering a greater distance, and it's really going to tell on your time. We've got one of the most experienced men on the track. Got former Olympic champion, team pursuit champion, 3 times world team pursuit champion, Luke Roberts from Australia. He's setting the tempo here for Aaron Gate, the young New Zealander who's the Olympic bronze medalist in the Omnium and the reigning world Omnium champion. Now I'm sure that Luke's going to get this right. He's going to gradually start picking up that pace. Let's just see if he can get the changeover just right and come down at the right, precise moment. He's picking up really quickly now. And there the bell goes, he dives down.
Well, tremendous amount of speed coming in. That was a decent entry. Now, what about this change? Still just a little bit tardy. He's high up above red at the moment. Dives into the corner, keeps it down there. That's a good push on. A bit of retrieval going on after the hamstring. 11.416. Now, I think this will be a pacey, decent final run for the line here. Comes around the corner early, does he? 22.807. It's still sticking up there. Crater and Hoffman, they're doing a great job.
They are, really are. That's a surprise to see them going so well, beating some of the big teams in front of them. But we've now got team number 3 who are taking up the action. Jens Morris and Wim Strottinger.
It is Morris and Strottinger from Vlasman. The busiest, I think, of all the jerseys, and in fact they were in the elimination race, went out far too early. That was a letdown for them, and they've got to make up ground right now.
Yeah, and I think that they will. I mean, they've been getting quicker each night, not just in this discipline, but in every event on the track, and I think we see Jens really pick the pace up here. Tremendous experience Jens has got. Ridden on the track many times, former bronze medalist in the individual pursuit and a medalist in the world in the team pursuit.
Here comes the bell announcing that there are 2, yes, rather strangely, laps to go. One together, or at least about half together. Here we go. That's the moment. That was good. Very good indeed. Keeps it low. Let's see if he manages to stay down there. Does exactly that. And in fact, he's on the black line. Wavers up towards red just momentarily, but stays between those 2 distinct bands. Back he goes, back straight, final curve coming in. This is going to be the best time tonight, I think. Here we are. Oh, it is as well. 22.381. That was well delivered.
Well delivered, yeah. That was very, very good. They got their approach right. They could have come down a little bit earlier before they hit the start-finish strip, but they got that handover very well. Really good change there, and great to see. So they've now gone to take the lead in this discipline, and we've got the German Rob Bartko, team number 7, on the front here. The next team to go.
Brendan Ord it is, and it's Rob Bartko, the German. He's got a massive amount of experience, hasn't he? And he does this particular discipline very, very well indeed. It's Barry Marcus alongside him, or just behind him, I should say. Nice and gentle at this point, just on the high banking where we are sitting around about 20 metres beyond the start-finish line is where we sit on the exterior of the track. Now, it's how they come by us at this point which tells you their intent. And look at this. That's they mean business.
Very focused. Barco can offer a great deal of protection. Big, strong rider, tall, very, very experienced, very smooth, and look at him, he's really picking up the pace now.
Nice drift down, possibly not as focused as I'd have hoped, but nonetheless he knows a thing or two. And look at this, half decent change, not the best we've seen, but not the worst either. This is the drive, it's time to hit it. Barry Marcus doing exactly that, keeping it nice and low. Very good curve, not much movement, lateral movement at all. And here he comes, final bend, 22.318 is his target. Thinks he's going to be just outside, and it is. In fact, he wavered long there. In fact, that was an awful lot worse than I thought.
Yeah, wavered, and there wasn't a full commitment there. I know we can see a lot more from them.
You know, that it was that drop off. I thought, well, maybe they're just something's in disguise here, because it's such a big man, Rob Barco. Maybe I was misreading it, but no.
I think for the drop off they need to come down a lot sharper.
Yeah.
So they're lower on the track when they hit the timing strip. I think most of the teams are staying up too high and covering a greater distance.
I'm with you. Megtech, Team 9, Mel Boskamp and Jesper Asselman. Here they are, and it is Jesper that's leading Mel right now. Let's see how they've been getting on. Well, they've not had such bad runs. Yesterday finished in 8th place, so they're not really setting the world alight. Had a good opening day though. They were 5th and posted a 22.542. So that wouldn't be, they'd have to go faster than they've managed so far if they're going to take the lead in this one. So let's see how they go. This is the crucial one, the drop off the big high banking. Again, it's that sort of lazier line into the curve, but it doesn't mean that you get spat out the other side. Oh, shocking change.
Missed the hand there, went to grab it, wasn't there.
Do you know what?
That's going to cost them.
I think he rode off with a finger there. It was not the best change at all. It looks slightly painful. Round the back end he comes. Oh no, he knows it's not going to be good, and so do we, unfortunately. 22.98. Well, it's not a disaster, but it's not setting the world alight either.
No, but it just shows that if they could have got that change right.
I think so too. It was just the most, of all the changes we've seen, that was probably the worst. And they still managed to get in under the 23 mark. Not bad at all, I guess, if you're going to take some pearls from that. This is Yuri Hockman and Wojtek Hacecki. I'll get it right. Hacecki. The Czech team had a fantastic opening race. They were pretty good as well in the elimination. They were up there towards the end, and they're livening up, aren't they?
They certainly are. They've really come to tonight's race. Looks like they're much more focused, much more psyched up. They were one of the teams that I noticed got on the track really early. They had a long warm up, and it certainly paid off. They're now feeling more comfortable. Got 3 nights in their legs, and I think we could well see them taking the lead in this discipline as they come round with a lap to go, picking up the pace.
They're picking it up nicely. This is where we look into their eyes as they come by us, and this is where they kind of set their stall out. Now that's a decent pace. Now how they come off the high banking right now. Here it is. This is the business end. Another long drift. It means that the entry into the corner is relaxed. This has got to be good. Oh, you know, he could have written a letter home between that. My goodness, that was not a good change. 11.3 is not so bad. They carried a lot of speed off the banking. I think that's what served them well. But this is not going to be a winning time yet again, unfortunately. There is the line, and a 23.127.
I mean, they will be very, very disappointed with them. It seems a lot of the guys just aren't getting the technique right, and they've got a long way to go. Can't understand it. So many teams are making a poor show of it tonight.
It's a handshake. Come on. All right, at speed, highly technical, but but there you go. Next up is Lichtart and Kaltz. Now these guys are quality, and they've been having some decent results. Day one they messed it up. It was on the change, finished in 6th place. Been trying to make amends for it. In fact, they just tried too hard. Remember the power that Pim is trying to put down here. Left a black stripe which is still visible on the track. They've been riding by it past the Zeiss sign. If the camera link, you can see it. It looks like somebody's been out there with a big marker. Well, that was Pim getting the power down, and yeah, just getting it a little bit wrong. Well, Pim's doing the leading right now, and the man who's, I beg your pardon, it is Kaltz that's doing the leading, and Pim is going to take this up Will he stick another black stripe down? We'll see. That was good entry. Come on, give us a good change.
Oh,
that was better. Very much better. Round they come, keeping it low. Black line. He's loving it. In fact, he's under the black line. That's quality. This is going to be a good time. It's going to be our benchmark. Oh, just over the 11, but by a matter of 3,000ths. This is it. Look at this. Quality will out. 22.287. It's our benchmark time so far. Had it written all over it.
Yeah, I mean, very good there. They got their run up just right. I think they could have still come down a little bit lower, but they were riding very low on the track. Good change over there, and that's set the standard now. We've now got team number 4, the Belgian pairing, and let's see what they're going to do.
Now these guys have, I think they're not mistake, but their burden. Can we hear you? And that's the fan club. They've been bussed in. They finally made it through. That was Kenny de Kettler saying, come on, I want to hear you. And the fans are out there and roaring him on. The Belgians have made the trip. I don't know who paid the coach. I think it might be Kenny himself. The Kettleers, they call them. Here they go. The Kettleers are on the boil like a bunch of geezers. There he goes round the outside. And this is fantastic. Check that out for intention. Kenny lights it up. Look at that. That's a superb drop off. Now they need a good change here. This is going to be monster. Absolutely it is. Van Hoek takes the change. It looked like a real wet one. A Cub Scout handshake. What can they deliver right now then? Well, he's got to keep it low. Can he deliver at 11.325? Probably losing a third of a second on the change. Can they make amends still though and set the benchmark? I don't think so. It's not going to happen. Oh no, they're in the 23s.
Oh, they'll be terribly disappointed with that. But again, poor change over. They made the approach right, came down off the banking, but for some extraordinary reason, the changes just aren't happening tonight.
They're not, I'm afraid. It's not great. Stippler and Hardwick coming into this after the team elimination, leading on 155 points as compared to Lamperter and Kreider on 147. Kenny de Kettler lap down on 154 points, but a lap down behind Pim Lichtart and Marcel Kautz. And so these guys, Lamperter and Kreider, running in second place at the moment. They have a deficit of 8 points on Stippler and Hardwick. Well, we know all about Stippler and Hardwick. What do we know about these guys? Well, they're massive fighters, and right now they've just got to get their time trialing sorted out. They're looking good. That's pacey, probably the fastest we've seen so far at this point. Look at this. That's a lot of drive that's being put into the corner. Lamperter takes it on. The front wheel comes up. That's how much power he's putting in. And that's Ray Kreider. Here's the sling. That was a beauty. Down they go. Absolutely superb. He's got one more lap to go. He's on the blue, just off course at the moment. Gets back on, swings up almost to the red line. Back on the black. Here he comes. This is going to be outstanding. We know it is. Just what is going to be the time? Here he comes. Oh, he almost went sub 22.
Faster than I though, but tremendous. Really good approach. Great change over there, and they've really pushed things on. So Team 5 and Team 4, and Team 5 and Team 8 are going to have to do something special. 22 seconds going to have to be broken yet again to clinch that win.
Team 5 are waiting in the wings. And as if by magic, there they are. No waiting here. No. Well, has the bus left without them? Let's find out, shall we? This needs to be good. There's no hiding place out there. It's effectively a race of truth, albeit you've got a teammate alongside you. They did a great job, Stopper and Harvick, on day 2. Second quickest behind the legendary Margay and Hester, who've been busy saving themselves every single day, don't forget. So let's see what they got now. Third on the opening day as well. They can do something special here if this goes right, and they mean it to do exactly that.
They stayed very high up the...
Late into the curve, but here we are.
High.
Oh, still. Late, high, and it'll be sad at the end of this one if this doesn't go well. Final curve, he comes round now. It's still going to be a decent time, I'll reckon, but I think not good enough for 22.381. They need the points as well, for goodness sake.
They need the points. I mean, still very quick, but they were very high up there and just couldn't keep it down. You've got to stay below the black line, not above the red. Let's see what the final team to go, Team 8, let's see what they can do for us tonight.
A lot. Come on, it's got to be a lot, hasn't it?
I think it's going to be a lot. They know they're going to get under 22 seconds, and I'm sure they're going to do that again.
Well, they can't help it. They've taken the treble so far. Will they do the quad?
I think they will. I mean, they've got the solid aerodynamic disc wheels in the back like most of the teams. They'll have increased the gear in which they're riding. They'll be riding 50 chain ring and a 14 sprocket at the back.
Just coming by us quicker than I've seen anybody today. They are fresh after backing out of the elimination race. There goes the bell, and look at the drive, even up to the top of the curve. Now look at this. Oh, that's a come on, let's keep it sensible. Change absolutely vital. They go for the track record here. Don't forget it's a 21.490. That's what they're looking for, and they want it. They've actually said, forget about the points, not even the 6 days. We want the track record here. Oh, a 10.887. Here it is. Massive charge. Keep it low. Keep it handsome. It's going to be something special. Oh, sub 22, but no record yet.
Not a record, but I think they've got a couple more nights to go. They can still get it, but yet again they've excelled. They've proved themselves to be the fastest over this discipline, and that was a real shining example of how to get it right. We get the approach right and get that hand change right and keep it low.
Keep it low. Keep it handsome. Still, they managed to trim under 22. Margie and Hester, they're the daddies of this. Well, I hope you're enjoying it. We certainly are. It's great to have your company, by the way, and we thank you for exactly that. Don't forget you can spare us your thoughts, and we'll be welcoming you and your thoughts a little bit later on. But what a great piece of work that was, albeit no record just yet.
No, not quite. But look at him driving, the power there. Oh, and he throws his bike there to the line. What an example. So people watching can learn a lot from that, seeing how it's done at the top.
There it is. That is how it's done, and they max out the points on their chosen discipline. Goodness me, imagine what they'd do if they started taking everything else just as seriously.
Look at that, both look delighted.
Well, there's a fabulous atmosphere, you know, here. Those who've got there, incidentally, personally speaking, I think the best place to be is on the outside of the track, because the outside of the track is where you get a full view. When you're sitting down with your dinner and your glass of wine on the centre of the track, you better have your head on a swivel. You'll see them sail by you, but you can't keep track on them as they go behind you, obviously, without spilling you claret.
Well, that's right. I mean, seated in the tribune is obviously where you get the best view, but the atmosphere is great no matter where you are, whether you're standing, whether you're in the middle, or whether you're in the tribune. And it's really great to see so many people here enjoying the racing and enjoying the success of team number 8 there.
We'll take a break.
This program is presented by Giant Bicycles, Tux, and Island 200.
What inspires Giant to push the boundaries of bicycle technology? It's simple, to make you faster. We became the world's #1 cycling brand by delivering unrivaled craftsmanship, innovation, and inspiration to every ride. We create bikes that inspire you to push your own boundaries. We innovate to make you faster.
Here we are with Mark Kester and Tristan Marquet. Mark, describe the technique to winning this.
It's important that you have a good lead-out speed. Today was not good enough for me, and we had a bad change. So it was not so close to the record like we want to be, but we have 2 more days, and for sure our goal is to try and beat it.
Exactly. You won the first 4 nights. Tristan, when will you beat the record? What night?
Yeah, I hope tomorrow, after tomorrow. I hope.
Thanks. Back to the commentary.
Ray Crater picks it up though, comes up right round the outside. Does he make it? I don't think he did. Well, he thinks so. You've got to trust him more than me. There he is. What's your change? What have you got, fellas? That looked tasty. Slinged into the corner. Just a little bit high on the entry. Keeps it low on the exit. Here's your first phase. Oh, look at that. 10.9.35 in the Clarendon lately. And I'm not surprised if he can deliver this one. We're going to be into the 21s. That is for sure. Come on, there's the line. Oh, just over the 22s. But it's the time of the night so far. They punch the air.
Tremendous.
And I think Boskap's going to take this one. Round the outside he comes. Absolutely superb. Thank you very much, he says. No 3 wide this time. What about that? Look at those speeds. Here you go. Holds it. Oh, wavering just a little bit. That might have for him. Let's see.
That might cost him.
10.7.11 is what he's looking for. Oh, 6.16. Fabulous performance. Matt Boothby nails it. Elbows to the 4, yeah, a little bit of a clash, a little bit of a nudge, and it's Niels van Hunendalen takes advantage. He's going highest of all up above the blue line, and I think it's going to be the man in silver that takes it. Oh, I'm not sure though. It might well have been Bart Holmes, the 19-year-old. No, Niels van Hunendalen says that was me. Here comes the Bush. Oh, and AA Drink's lining up. So does Visa and Pimlick does. It's Marcel Counts is going to come to the line. Counts on the front. Oh, brilliant work by them. What a night it turned out to be. Fabulous performance by team number 1. I think that was the outstanding performance of the evening. Welcome back. You join us here as we have the opening Derny race. I've got to say, Tony, I've absolutely loved this this Derny competition far more than I actually thought I was going to be honest.
Well, I mean, it can be very fast, very entertaining, and the great thing is, Carlton here. You've got the smell of the motorbikes, you've got the noise, so that really adds to the atmosphere. And so that really makes it something special.
Certainly does. We've had plenty of questions coming in from you. Let's just concentrate on the Derny after this one, though. Simon Hall says, I've noticed the boys, when they are selling a TT, that they lift the front wheel over the line. They do a little bit of a bunny hop. It is that the line that sets the clock going is not a laser, it is a pressure marker, and you're absolutely right. So it's the back wheel that actually starts the clock, and yeah, marginal gains, but to be honest, when you're pulling on the handlebars like that, and also it's distracting you from your line, we're not really sure whether it's got an advantage, Tony.
I mean, it's questionable. I mean, I think you're better off just to concentrate and hitting the line at the right speed and coming down off the banking at the right height. I think the fraction that you gain, you could lose because you're having to think about something which you shouldn't be doing. I think it's all about concentrating on the speed, not worrying about doing your bunny hop at the right time.
There we are. We'll take some more of your questions, but thanks to Simon Hall for that. It's at Carlton Kirby if you'd like to ask us any more, and you're watching live here on this, the 4th day of the 6th, so 2 more still to come after completion of proceedings tonight. Nolan Hoffman is being a busy boy out there. He's being led round by Peter Bauerlein, the German. He's won a couple of these, hasn't he?
He has. I mean, he won both heats last night, and he was walking around the hotel very cock-a-hoop.
He was.
I know that some of the other Derny drivers aren't too happy. The man from near Hanover winning the flowers in 2 heats in one evening.
I know, he's the flower man. And he's not selling any of them either. You should see his bedroom. It's amazing. It's bedecked. There we are then. It is Team Zeiss and Nolan Hoffman out front. And doing a good job as well out there is Dan Holloway from Island 200. Somebody saying, could you tell me what Island 200 is? It's a prospective racetrack, I think, sponsored by they in Pittsburgh. Is that right?
Yes, a new 200-metre track which will be built and ready hopefully early next year. So a new velodrome in Pittsburgh.
There we are. Terry Wenman asking the questions. Terry's been with us right from the beginning, and he loves the old 6 days. And well, if you love 6 days, you got to love Tony Doyle as well. Don't tell him that. Don't tell him. Here we go. We've got a gap, but albeit a modest one. Now, this is about pacing. It's about the communication as well between rider and driver. We're calling the men on the motorcycles, they're known as Dernies, incidentally, drivers, so you don't get confused. But they're very much part of the action, and they do get recognised as victors in their own right.
Yeah, I mean, very much so. They've all got a great deal of experience. They've been doing this for many, many years, and it might look easy, but it's anything but. And of course, special Derny, just 75cc engines. You have to increase the speed by increasing how you pedal, and rather than a twist grip throttle that you open up, it's a lever which you adjust very gradually, and you have to pedal faster as well, the Derny driver. Of course, the cyclists are riding a much higher gear in here. Most of the riders are riding on a 54-14 for this discipline, so a lot higher than what they'd use for than the Madison.
44 laps to go. Now you see they're coming too wide right now, as one of the riders has called allez, which means go, means I want you to go faster. You say ho if you want your driver to slow down. Looking at Jesper Asselman, the 23-year-old, went well in Ireland at the Irish International Track GP, took the scratch race there, and he is looking reasonably comfortable. So I've got to say, is Nolan Hoffman, who's cock-a-hoop at the moment. Spoke to him today. He was saying how South African riding and racing is really taking off. I know it is a global phenomenon that's doing the same, but he said, yeah, it's fantastic, especially what Quebec are doing, and there's programs to introduce bikes all over the country in different kinds of disciplines. Mountain biking is absolutely huge. It is a beautiful country. You'd expect mountain bikes to sell well, and the track coming on leaps and bounds, and of course Nolan Hoffman part of that program as well. We have 39 laps to go. Don't be too fretful for those at the rear just for the time being. They can make the call when they want and start to move through. If I was being unkind, I would say that possibly this is the least competitive of the two Derny races that we've got tonight.
I mean, possibly, but you never quite know. And of course, in the first heat we just have 6 Dernies racing, and in the second heat we have 7. So that means that one rider from each team will ride one of the Derny heats every night. So I think we're going to see, you know, it's been slow so far. No one's really made any attacks yet. No one's made a move yet.
Change of leader. Sam Moy, number 6 Derny, has gone to the front, and Dan Holloway has clearly said, look, I'm going to take this. Give me some assistance, and it has been delivered. Likewise, Didier Kaspers, I think it is, in fact I beg your pardon, it's Mel van Zyl, has also called for a move, and Ron Zylaard has responded and gone to the front, heading for the front, going high. Now, the traditional lines into corners don't really count when you've got a motorcycle, and in fact the high line, you can get a fantastic drop-off, and we've seen that be a winning position when they've gone 3 wide on the final lap, that the rider who has been Dernied around the top gets the advantage. It's a strange one.
I mean, it's a strange one, and of course, if you're 3 abreast and you come from behind, hopefully you're going to have enough speed to carry you over the line, but so much depends on the driver, so much depends on getting the attack just right, Ron Zeiler there taking his Derny, got to the front position, and of course he's driving the oldest bike of the Derny. His bike is 52 years old, known as the Golden Bike.
There we are, 1961, it was a golden year. There we are, for several reasons. Crossing the line he goes. It's my birthday soon, did I tell you that? Crossing the line he goes, and it is Derny number 1, Zeilard, with Mel Van Zyl just behind him. We've got a select group of 4 right now, and some of our early showers just starting to suffer ever so slightly, and Nolan Hoffman may well be paying a price, I think, for going well early on in the Madison. He's not calling for it yet. I'm just looking how comfortable he looks. He's open-mouthed, still looks reasonably comfortable, but Derny number 2, Peter Bauerlein, the German, he is known for leaving it late.
He is, but as you say that, Luke Roberts has gone to the front, the 37-year-old Australian, former Olympic champion in the team pursuit. He's gone to the front and he's driving on here.
He is driving on. There he goes, and he's pulled away an advantage of 3 bike lengths as we speak. This is good old feisty stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely been an increase in speed. I mean, one of the guys now at the back, Hoffman there, is nearly half a lap behind. We've seen the pace increase dramatically here, but still 23 laps to go.
It's a long way, an awful long way to go here. 23 laps remaining, and a good push, a very, very good push being called by Luke Roberts, and he's decided to go. Hey, you just have a look down, and the masseur is just keeping the blood flowing in all of the right places. You're seeing just how relaxed life can be when you're off the track, but you better be ready for battle when you come back out. This is a great little view.
One of the riders there having a little massage there. You've got to make the most of all the short breaks that you have in between. Make sure that you're eating, make sure that you're drinking, make sure you get a massage, relax, and try and recuperate as much as possible there.
Yeah, and keep in touch with the web as well. Just find out exactly who's doing what out there, and Marcel Kaltz doing exactly that. He and Pim Littart doing a super job at the moment, and yes, I believe heading back towards top spot as well. Here we go, we're back with the Derny race. We have 6 on track at the moment, and 1 is suffering, presumably calling ho, because I can't believe that Peter Bauerlein likes being in that position, and it looks like he's got he's just cranked the pace up a little bit, but I'm not sure that Nolan Hoffman is comfortable with it, and he's looking in pain, Nolan Hoffman. The fight back is coming, but everyone else has responded by just taking the pace up as well. We're looking at the speeds that they're posting around the track here, just over 61 kilometers per hour as a maximum.
Yeah, I mean, so it's no easy ride.
No.
I mean, fast, constant pace. And with just 14 laps to go, it's going to get even faster. Just watch them go.
You know, the standard calls for a Derny driver as we get a change for the leaders. Well, do we at the top of proceedings? It's Acheki who calls for a little bit of movement, hasn't got it just yet. Acheki asking for it, not begging for it, you understand, but trying to get back on and doing a proper job. Peter Bauerlein, I wonder, there is a call. It's Allez for go, and it is ho for slow down, sort of hold back a bit. If, and I'm not saying this has happened, but if Nolan has shouted go, it will have been misheard as ho, and he'll have slowed down. That's why they say alley. Well, I'm guessing, we'll find out later. He's just about to get back on, by the way, so it's a good fight by the man in silver.
You've got a big attack there at the front. Luke Roberts trying to hang on, but is he going to be able to fight off the riders coming around the outside?
9 laps to go, that's all we've got. Let's get yourself into position time, because these laps disappear extraordinarily quickly. Nolan Hoffman has made it back on. That's been a really good push by our driver number 2. But out front, it's about reaching out for glory, and that's what's happening before our very eyes. Luke Roberts it is, the veteran, 36-year-old from Australia, in the gold, almost of Australia. Seems very appropriate, doesn't it? Jesper Hasselmann though has called for a bit of pace. He's gone Ale, and he's also gone. He's clean gone at the moment. This is going to need a big call from one of the other riders. A brave one it'll have to be. The three Derny drags around the outside. Hacheki wide round the outside and can't quite make it back on here. Oh, poor old Hoffman really has suffered. But this is a great push, a great call, and a great drive for the line going on by Jesper Hasselmann. 4 laps to go here.
4 laps to go, and Hacheki here coming up very fast, being paced by Michel Vartan, taking part in his 106th day. Is Michel going to get the flowers tonight with Hacheki?
Oh, Hacheki, 3 laps to go. He's coming round the outside now. We've seen the Dernies go absolutely superb. 65 kilometres per hour they've just hit. Surely it's unsustainable. Don't think so. They certainly don't. It's going to be between these two. Not 3 wide tonight. 2 out there. 2 brave warriors. It's Hasselmann and Hacheki. Oh, and what a move that is. He says, Ale, at the line. There's the bell. He's called it. He's taking the long way round. Oh, the Derny drivers are going to want this as well. Here they come at the line though. It's the inside line tonight. And it's victory for Jesper Hasselmann. Well, Herman Bakker it was that delivered the goods as well. What a partnership.
What a partnership. I mean, look at that. Nearly 68 kilometres an hour they reached there. And that was a tremendous battle, tremendous last 5 laps. And fantastic. I mean, they started off steady, started off slow, but they really built it up there. And Bakker and Vartan there paced their rise to a fantastic finish there. Look at that celebration.
Marcel Vartan just at the very last lost Hacheki on the final curve. He looked over his shoulder, his rider wasn't there, he had to back off just a little bit. Ale, says Gareth Knighton. I'm watching this 6th day for the first time and I just love it. This Derny race is awesome. You know what, Gareth, you're absolutely bang on. Debbie Hill, mate of mine, says this is being on the inside of a pro 6-day Madison. She just loves it. I'll retweet what she's put up, some pictures for you. Here we are. Points. Hasselmann and Bakker have done the job. Hacheki and Vartan in 2nd place ahead of Roberts and Stamm. We'll take a break.
This program is presented by Giant Bicycles, Tux, and Island 200.
What inspires Giant to push the boundaries of bicycle technology? It's simple, to make you faster. We became the world's #1 cycling brand by delivering unrivaled craftsmanship, innovation, and inspiration to every ride. We create bikes that inspire you to push your own boundaries. We innovate to make you faster.
This program is presented by...
The 6th day also featured a clinic, which is part of an initiative of the local municipality through its New West Top Sport series and the City of Amsterdam to stimulate interest in sport among the area's youth.
Here we are with JC, future cycling star, and Guy East, cycling star.
Wat eet u voor de race?
So you want to know what we eat before the race. We eat lots of pasta and lots of coffee. Normally we don't wake up in the morning until 11 or noon after a long day of racing, and then we'll start eating coffee, bread, and sandwiches. And before the race we'll eat lots of pasta.
Wat eet u tijdens de race?
And during the race we'll drink hot tea after some of the big long Madisons. We'll eat rice and lots of energy bars and candy sometimes.
Mag ik misschien uw handtekening?
What a fabulous atmosphere we've got here. It's kind of party time. Next up, it is the qualifying time trial that we'll have for you. Here's your general standings. Always a joy. Stoppler and Harvick have done enough to take the lead, at least for now. 161 points to the men from AA Drink. So this is the 200-meter sprint. So this is your time trial. This is a flying lap, and it's from our sprint guys. There's 3 phases to this. Let's just see how our man survives as he drives into this night now. Bart Holmes, absolutely superb entry. That was good stall setting out. This is about this solitary lap that he has to complete. Let's see what his time is. All the ones. 111. Let's explain. This is qualification for the time trials. You set your time and then you are put into a time stack, obviously. 1 down to 6 of all our sprint boys who are providing interludes today. Then the times we will have are taken, and we have a triple sprint. There are 3 riders on track. Yesterday we had a triple track stand. Unfortunately it was during the break, so you missed it. But yeah, it was something to behold. Something a bit unusual, I guess. So you do those triple sprints, and then you have winners, second places, and third from the 2, and they are then paired up for the sprint finals. Got that? So there'll be a battle for the 5th place, battle for 3rd place, and a battle to win it. But it all starts with this qualification and setting your time. Toyn Mulder, the man who was late, the man who got caught in traffic, the man who didn't warm up for tonight, and the man who's still looking absolutely devastatingly good out there. Here he comes, bell's gone, so across the line he is. Oh, nice, very nice indeed. Holds it down. There's nobody who attacks the first corner better than Toyn Mulder. It's just a question of whether he can keep it down and keep the power just feeding through. There you go, 10, 9, 12. That is impressive. Wow, it looked like he skipped the line with the front wheel. I'm not sure whether that hampered him at all at the very last. Brilliant. Next up, these guys you've seen a little bit earlier on in the Madison, I beg your pardon, the Keirin, which was fantastic. Here comes Niels van Hernendal. It's Valentine, incidentally. Oh, he's nodding to the beat of the music. Please don't ask me what it is. I'm starting to recognise it. I think it's ZZ Top. My kind of era. Men with beards. Wish I could grow one. Here we go then. This man growing in stature with every single one of these. Round against the top of the barrier as he comes. Well, he looks determined. This is about the pace set up right now. Not the fastest we've seen at this point, but look at this for delivery. Here he comes! Into the first curve, dipping down nice and low, hugging the black line, stays absolutely locked onto that position. Final curve right now. This is going to be a good time, a very good time indeed. Here we go! Oh, and it's quickest so far. That's what we wanted. That's what we've got. Very, very good work if you can get it. So we're getting a timing stack for you. It's Niels van Hernendal who leads just for now with that 10.8.48. That's how they stack up. Toyn Mulder, a 10.9.12. What could he do if he wasn't stuck in the traffic jam? We ask ourselves. Bart Holmes, all the ones, so he was in the 11s. Hugo Back, Jeff Hoogland and Matthias Spuckli still to come. And on course right now, it's Hugo Hack, 21 years of age from Utrecht. Renowned for their accent, even within Holland. Yes, you need windscreen wipers on your glasses. You've had a conversation. Forgive me. Here we go. Nice attack. Like that. A little bit of lateral movement on the bike, however, as he puts the power down. Such is the strength of this man. 7 times the world champion at the Keirin, and you can tell, look at that, 10.7.81. No messing. Well, that would have been good enough for third place yesterday. Fourth place on day 2, and it would have been good enough to put him in third place on day 1. We'll see how Hugo Hack goes this time by. Don't forget, this is the tee-up for the sprints. We'll take the times here, and then 1, 3 and 5 will take a treble sprint. Then 2, 4 and 6 will take a treble sprint. The winners, second place and third, will then battle it out for their respective placings. So those who finish last will battle for 5th, those who finish second will battle for 3rd, and those, of course, who won their individual triple sprints will go off for victory in this discipline. But this is the qualifying to set out those who will be taking part in the triples. Hopefully you explained that right. This is a good time, very good time. He's a big man, you know, and that's a big time in the best sense. Fantastic, Jeff Hoogland. I like Jeff. He's a prize fighter, and he looks like one like that. See that? It looked like a warning to the crowd. Cheer me or else. And they do. Next up, it's Matthias Buchli, 20 years of age, from Haarlem. No, not that Haarlem, the proper one. Or the original one. It's a different spelling these days, isn't it? There's an extra A in the original. It's a beautiful place, by the way. It's almost like a mini Amsterdam. A proper little jewel is Haarlem in Holland. Go and visit. Visiting the clock line right now, the timing line, and bang, he's underway. This is absolutely superb. That was a very, very nice entry. Having a look, seeing how close. Oh, and he's wandering over red. That's not going to do him any favours. How much power has he delivered? Quite a bit, but it's not fastest so far. A 10.6.55 though. That's not bad. Good enough for second place. There we are. So there is our performance stack. And so 1, 3 and 5, Hoogland, Hack and Mulder will race off. Buchli, Hohendahl and Hommers likewise. Well, in a few moments' time, we're going to take ourselves a break, and then we've got a treat for you. Yes, Tony Doyle is going to have a chat with some mechanics. I've no idea what they're going to talk about, but I know it's going to be fascinating. We will take that break right now. The sprint 200 meters completed. That's how they stack up. We'll be back in a few moments.
This program is presented by Giant Bicycles, Tux, and Island 200.
What inspires Giant to push the boundaries of bicycle technology? It's simple. To make you faster. We became the world's #1 cycling brand by delivering unrivaled craftsmanship, innovation, and inspiration to every ride. We create bikes that inspire you to push your own boundaries. We innovate to make you faster.
Welcome back. That's how the sprints went, and as you can hear, and indeed as you can see, there is a veritable flotilla of Derny riders out there. Apparently, our mechanic has headed off elsewhere. I think he may have gone for a sausage, and they're very good. So Tony's making his way back up. So our rendezvous has beaten us, unfortunately. Walter Huybrechts, the Belgian, he's out the back of the moment. He's got a Belgian blue, which I think is a cow. It is. But I've just realised. He's got a Belgian blue machine. Like that. It's a Derny coloured blue, and he's from Belgium. So forgive me that one, will you? We're just sailing by. Our riders are getting themselves into position as the Dernies warm themselves up. We had a bit of a how can we put it? I'm trying not to use the word fiasco on the opening day where they got out of sequence, but it seems that they've learnt their lesson and it's been pretty good ever since.
Yeah, I mean, it's been very good. I mean, last night saw a fantastic Derny race. Saw one of Derny's have a mechanical problem there with Michel Vartan. His Derny had a defect and chain came off. But I know that all of the Derny drivers have been checking and cleaning and polishing their bikes today, and they really are enjoying themselves. They love this, and a lot of competition between them to see who's going to win the bouquet of flowers. And sometimes I think the Derny drivers are almost having a race amongst themselves, but they're hugely experienced and they spend a lot of time training on the road. They take part in a lot of Derny pace criteriums all over Europe, and these are the best Derny drivers in the world.
What happened to your mechanic? Did he go for a sausage?
I think he did, and I wasn't sure if he was looking for my sausage or not. I'm out of breath being run up and down those stairs.
Yeah, bless him, Tony Gore, athlete. Here we go. Well, we'll try again later, but that was a bit of an aborted attempt, I'm afraid. But there you go. In fact, we probably won't. We'll leave it until tomorrow now, because it's going to get busy. Here goes your push-off. Now, you're going to be just about as out of puff as some of these guys are.
Well, I mean, the riders here are riding a big gear, so they need a running push to get the gear going. Most of them are riding 54-14, and some of the guys are riding 50-13, so big gear, much higher than what they use normally for the Madisons and for the Eliminations. Now the gun's gone, we've got 7 Dernys in this heat, and we've probably got the elite riders here, so we could see something really special, because I know that the Belgian riders want to do something because they've got a lot of support here tonight.
They certainly have. They've bussed them in, apparently. Well, right now, guess who? It's AA Drinkman have just decided that it's stall set early time, and Nick Stobler's called Ale, and away has gone your best mate. I wish his name was Herman the German, but it's Peter Bochland, and he's had the most success so far, and I think he was teamed up with Nolan Hoffman in the last one, and Nolan was clearly uncomfortable, and so Peter had to back down out of it. But he's at the front right now, and just coming up and onto his back wheel is Gijs van Herk, the Belgian, just 21 years of age, riding with Kelly de Kettler. The pair of them came to see us before we started talking tonight, and they seem really relaxed, don't they?
Yeah, really relaxed, thoroughly enjoying the racing. Start of a long, hard winter, but they'll be very pleased with the form that they're showing already so far. And I know that they're looking to make it a winter where they can really make their mark in the sport of 6-day racing.
Martin Spence has just found us. He says the website, will it be streaming all 6 days? Absolutely. Tony and me commentating? Yeah, absolutely. So Martin, you missed out. Don't forget, Rotterdam will be the same deal. There'll be live streaming from the 2nd of January, so stick it in your diary. Just after New Year's Day, they're going to be busy again, these guys, and yeah, very much looking forward to it. Swinging round they go. This is a I said it was a bit unkind earlier on, but we've got all our contenders in this particular division.
We've got all of the Derny drivers, 7 Derny drivers. The guy who missed out was Walter Huybrechts. He missed out. It was his turn to opt out that time. He's in last position at the moment, but I saw him earlier and he looked mean. He'd been for a haircut. I think he might have been to the beauticians and had his skin attended to. He looked cool, he looked mean, and he's pacing Mark Hester. And I'm sure this fireman from nearby Kent is going to come to the fore before the end of this race.
He had his skin done?
Yeah.
And he looked mean?
He looked mean.
Did he have a tattoo? I don't know.
He showed me the tattoo on the inside of his thigh.
You calm yourself down. Right, he's in Amsterdam, he's gone strange. There we are. Out front, he does mean business, and he's doing the business right now, Yuri Harvick. Look at this. Absolutely fantastic. He's on a big push. And the response comes from the man in orange. There he is. It's Ray Crader, and there is no doubt Crader takes the lead. Ale, he calls and gets a fantastic response.
fantastic response, picks up the pace there, nice and gradual, nice and gently, uses the height of the banking to increase the tempo there, and that really has started to stretch the field out now. Now Walter at the back is over half a lap behind, but the German rider, number 1, Kaltze, is looking very, very comfortable, being paced by Hermann Bakker there in 4th position. Riding very, very close to that Derny, that mudguard there.
Yeah, fantastic. Team 4 yesterday got bullied. There was a trio in front of them. It was a lockout. You can't go 4 wide on this track. It's reasonably narrow. A real cauldron-like atmosphere because it's only 200 metres all the way round. And those 200 metres, they get eaten up very, very quickly by these bikes. We're just under the 60 kilometres an hour marker as we speak. And a big move coming up is called for, and it's been given. Braden Ord are in there. Visa are in there and doing a fantastic push right now. And Derny number 7 has responded, and guess who? It's Marcel Kaltze again, the big man, the big German. He's got a lot of rangy power, and it's exactly what he needs to stay in touch with our Derny.
That's right. I mean, one of the tallest riders in the field, very, very powerful. German rider from Berlin, very strong, and he feels very comfortable in this event. And they're moving up very gradually. No one's really yet lit the touch paper, but you can see that the pressure's really on though now. 60 kilometres an hour.
Sam Moy it is, number 6 Derny that is leading, and he's pacing at the moment. Ray Crader is doing a fantastic job in the orange. Now Crader and Lamperter, don't forget, led after day 2. They were overtaken by Stappler and Hardevik, who are locked in P4 at the moment behind the Team Dalen. Van Hoek, Kenny de Kettler, I beg your pardon, it is for them. In fact, I'm mistaken, it is Van Hoek, Heijs Van Hoek today. Kenny on resting duties for this one. Amazing how they were squeezed out of it yesterday. Well, it's a big long line right now, and they've responded, and he's called Ale Ale, and Heijs Van Hoek has got a great drive going on at the moment. He's got just the man to do it ahead of him. Ron Zeilaert, Derny number 1. Increases the pace. I would not be surprised to see this trio that we've got up front certainly in the mix. I think there'll be 4 there, and AA Drinks are going to get involved, and you can see that they've called for more speed as well, and it's everyone else that's trying to respond and can't quite do it. Out of the saddle went Wim Schrötinger, trying to stay with his Derny man, Michael Vatten, and he's really struggling back there. He's in 5th place at the moment, so it just shows you there's a lot of work to be done by these guys. Number 3 Derny, Michael Vatten, is trying to get back on. He's in position 5 at the moment, and unfortunately his rider is struggling to stay with him.
He's struggling to stay with him, but Team 4, the Belgian rider there, Heijs Van Hoek, it looks like Ron Zeilaert just turned around his pacemaker there and told him to just sit back. We're going to make an attack soon. They're looking very, very comfortable there. The team in 3rd position. Look how close and how smooth he is, almost touching that mudguard of the Derny in front, riding very, very controlled.
Well, the best place to be is absolutely behind. A number of riders just get themselves a little bit ahead. They sort of overlap wheels, if you like, particularly in the turns, and it's a dangerous thing to do unless you've got absolute trust in your Derny man. And Sam Moy is doing a fantastic job driving that Derny, piloting it beautifully, and it's a great job as well by Ray Crader staying with him, putting the hurt on absolutely everybody. Big suffering at the moment is going on from Sturger, from Glassman team, who just, well, he's been out of the saddle a number of times. He dare not say ho, he doesn't want it to slow down, and backing in as well, sorry to say so, but AA Drink and Jurgen Harvik also just being dropped here for a moment. 30 laps to go, they'll be gone before you know it.
I mean, of course, with the Derners here, Carlton, riding at this speed, going into the banking so fast, and you're coming around so quickly, there's a huge amount of G-force, so it's very uncomfortable on the saddle, and so you've got to make sure that the saddle's in exactly the right position, make sure that you've got shorts, which got a lot of fat, a lot of grease to offer you some protection. And it's very easy to be uncomfortable, and once you start having a problem, it's very, very difficult to try and relax and get smooth on the bike again.
Oh, Ray Crater takes a big old turn again. Sam Moy calls for a little bit more pace. Almost immediate response from the 7 Derny pilot, Herman Becker. He has a look behind him, and absolutely locked on at the moment is Michael Kaltz. But look at this for a move from absolutely out of nowhere. Here he comes. AA Drinks have called for it. Allez, they scream, and Peter Burlane has responded, and they've gone from position 4 for 2. Look at that. That was a classic piece of Derny manoeuvring, and they're going for it yet again. Peter Burlane. He loves those flowers. He wants another bunch of them. He's doing a great job, the number 2 Derny pilot. There he goes, high up, just below the blue line. He's absolutely fearless up there. He's almost like a mountaineer.
Well, he certainly is, but you give your rider a much harder ride. The higher up the track you go in, the greater distance you're covering. It's higher, much harder, the G-force, you're pushing through the body. So once you're up there, don't want to be held up there for too long. You want to get lower down the track. You need to try and overtake your opposition as soon as you can.
Well, it may well be the longer way round, but strangely, if you've got that motorcycle in front of you, it seems the deficit isn't that much, and you can take it on, and you get that lovely slingshot effect as you drop off the banking as well. 62.62 we hit a few moments ago. They're not messing around, these boys, at all, and just dropping back and holding station. Peter Burlane, along with Ray Crater just behind him. This is fabulous racing, and here comes the response. Herman Becker dragging along Marcel Kaltz, and just behind it's the number 4 Gijs van Hoek, doing a fantastic job of just staying with his man, and that man is Ron Zeiland. It looks like it's going to be that quartet, and we did say that Blasman were having their troubles, and Wim Sturtinger is in bother, and it's a proper gap now. There's going to have to be a lot of work to make this up, and they're looking solid up front, and we've got another change coming, have we? Going high up, wide round the outside. Can't make it stick this time by, but look at the G-force they got. There's the slingshot, and they're going to make it this time by, and here it is, change to the lead, coming round the outside. Oh, absolutely superb stuff on the line this time. Are they going to make it? Oh, keeping it sensible, Peter Burlane. He is cool as a cucumber, that German. Look at him go. Cool as a German cucumber. I wonder what it is. We'll find out. He backs in and just says, well, you know, I'm here right now. And look at this. Van Hoek says, go, go, go. And that's the response. And Ron Zeiland takes it. 3 wide coming into that one, but very, very tight on. And into second place. 14 laps to go. Oh, and it's, you know what it is? It's only the lead. Come on, this is amazing stuff. High around the outside. 65.39. That's almost cruel.
It certainly is, and the pace is really on. Come round just 13 laps ago. It looks like these 3 riders are set out, so they've got a gap in front there. They're almost going to come round and lap a couple of the riders.
I think they may well do. There's some strugglers out there, but there's no doubt about it. They're battling out at the front, at the top of the standings, at the forefront of our minds. 11 laps to go, and AA Drinks hit the front right now yet again. Just dispatch those behind them. They're going to have to, I think they may well just catch the coattails of those in front of them. This is remarkable stuff. Over 65 kilometres per hour, and it's turned out into a 2 Derny race. 4 men involved, of course, and just look at them go. They are flying.
Flying with only 9 laps to go, less than 2 kilometres. It's going to be very, very tactical now, because do they go straight past the riders they're lapping, or do they stay back and just wait and wait for the last lap?
They are not going to hang around. They're going to sail by before you know it. The lapped rider not taking the high line, they'll go wide round the outside, and that's precisely what they do. Peter Burlane makes it stick. That's an absolutely superb call, and Harvick stays there as well. Tracing them, Ron Zeiland with Van Hoek on his rear, and next man to be caught here is going to be Mark Hester from team number 8. That's going to be a lap that they go down here on this one. No shame in that. Derny racing at its absolute best. It doesn't get more high octane than this, quite literally. 5 laps to go as they cross the line. 2 teams in this.
2 teams in it, but look at Zeiland. He's close up on team number 5. I'm going to put my money on team number 4 here, Ice Van Hock. I reckon Zylard really wants it. The golden Derny, is it going to come good at the end?
Oh, I don't know. They'll maybe present him with one solid goal if he gets it yet again. 68.77 kilometres per hour. The crowd are on their feet. They're going crazy. We've got 3 laps to go. They are side by side. Oh, this is absolutely fantastic. We pick up our leaders right now. They're going to lap nearly the entire field at this rate, but they're going to run out of laps before they do it. It's going to be crowded out there. The lap teams may well take something out of this. There goes the bell. You can't hear it above the engine sounds. Oh, it's screaming its way round the outside. Man goes home. Go, go, go. He says, alley, alley, alley. And they are as well. They're side by side. Try and call this one if you dare. Oh, it's about the riders. They came to the centre, and I have no idea who took that. That was phenomenal.
Oh, phenomenal. Fantastic finish there. I'm not sure myself actually who crossed the line first.
Oh, he knows.
I think, I don't know, we're going to have to wait for the photo, or did Van Hoek get it? Oh, it looks like he's certain of that victory.
He is. Van Hoek gets it.
Oh,
he gets,
tremendous.
He gets the nod as well from Harvick, who said, yeah, it's yours, you did it. You see the way the riders just came to the fore and went between the bikes. They were effectively 4 wide across the line. Derny racing, top draw stuff, live here at Amsterdam. And if you've caught this on the web, you are lucky, lucky people.
Really, really fast heat there. All that for just 5 points for the winner. Amazing. 5 points for the winner, 3, 2 and 1.
Wow. Oh, you know what? He thought it had gone elsewhere and he's nailed it. Well, what about that? Don't count your chickens.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Oh,
no, we haven't seen it yet. Who's going to be across the line? Here they come.
Ding, 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 ding. It's the rider. No, that's Blossman. They still called the wrong one. They saw green and ran the wrong one back. Oh well, there you go. However, it is Harvick and Berlijn. Van Hoek beaten at the line.
What a finish!
I tell you what, if they'd done 2 more laps, it could have gone the other way because they'd have lost the difference in the rubber. That's all it was.
Well, of course.
How narrow was
Van
that?
Hoek was coming around the outside. He's being held up on the banking and just ran out of time. Another 50 metres and he might have got it. But tremendous race there.
I love that.
Oh, I think Peter's going to be opening a flower shop, don't you?
I think he'll have to. Oh dear. Tell you what, his lips have had a bit of an exercise, haven't they, as well? Great stuff. And Heijs van Hoek, what a fantastic piece of racing. Well. He looks in 7th heaven, doesn't he?
He certainly does.
We'll take a break and we'll be back with you live here at Amsterdam in a few moments.
This program is presented by Giant Bicycles, Tux, and Island 200.
What inspires Giant to push the boundaries of bicycle technology? It's simple, to make you faster. We became the world's #1 cycling brand by delivering unrivaled craftsmanship, innovation, and inspiration to every ride. We create bikes that inspire you to push your own boundaries. We innovate to make you faster.
Stoppler and Harvick then are our leaders, 166 points. Lampeter and Keirin 160. Lichtart and Kaltz there in 3rd place on 122, but also on the lead lap. More points for Kettler and Van Hoek on 158. They on 1 lap deficit with Morrison, Strozier and Margay and Hester. That's your GC as we stand right now. And I understand we have a word with our Derny race winner. And Gregor is waiting down track side. What a fantastic event that was.
Here we are with Jori Havoc, winner of the Derny. Jori, just how hard of a fight was that with Gijs van Hoek?
It was very hard because the second half of the race we even left some guys. And I was a lot above in the track, above other riders. And then it's you have to ride more meters, so it was hard.
How much does the pacer make a difference, and how much faith do you have in your pacer?
Yeah, normally you always just follow your pacer. And Bauerlein did a very good line in the curves, but he accelerated in the last lap, and then Gijs had more speed, and then I just paused a little bit.
Thanks, back to commentary.
Thanks, Gregor. Gregor Brown asking the questions tonight. And as we join the action live and back on track, there we are. It is our triple sprinters who are underway. And as you saw, Jeff Hoogland has just taken that opening discipline. Oh, sorry about that modicum of confusion. There we are. We have the triples are going off now, triple sprints, and as you can see, Jeff Hoogland has just taken that. That means he'll be running off to battle for first place. Does that make sense? In the pairings which come at the end. So we'll have another treble right now. We had the qualifying time trial while Tony Doyle went for a jog to try and find a mechanic. He then used a bilge hook to climb up the exterior of the building because security wouldn't let him back in, and came back a bit tuckered out. But you're with us now.
I'm with you now, and I'm completely composed this time.
You're not going back into the infield, are you?
Not until afterwards. I'll probably sneak a beer then.
Yes, track centre is where the taps are. We know that. We found them a couple of days ago. Great restraint.
Look at the size of some of these guys.
Oh, you know, Jeff Hoogland is a beast, albeit a controlled beast, thank heaven, because if he ever got angry, it won't be tighter. Bart Holmes in the red, zigzagging all over the place, trying to just put the frighteners on. Matthijs Burgli in the black, and there is Bart Holmes, kicks down the inside. He's 19 years of age, and out of all of them, he is quite clearly the cockiest rider of the six.
Most definitely. I mean, his age doesn't frighten him or reputation.
Nice Van der Hoendaal goes long and early, and Bart Holmes has just found out exactly what pace can do. Look at that, and Bart's going to finish last in this one because Buckley's coming round to get him as well. Oh, nice Van der Hoendaal. Well, it's all right having attitude, but you've got to be able to deliver, and unfortunately Bart Holmes did not that time. Niels van der Hoendaal, however, wow, he bossed that.
He bossed that. He went for a long one, but it paid off. He got the jump on the other two. I think maybe the other two riders were just hesitating, watching one another, see who was going to make that first move, but looked comfortable there. I got time to look round, look behind him before he approaches the line.
Terrific. So we'll have the pairings a little bit later. That will be the final of that competition. We had the qualifying flying time trial, you saw that. That set up the triples, and still to come will be the runoff final, which are the sprint doubles, so standard sprinting, old schooly styling. Enjoyed that, got a few moments. I don't think we've got Gregor downstairs, but you never know. It'd be an opportune moment, I think, for you to have spoken to your mechanic. I see, I'm looking at him, he's actually back and looking up at us. It looks like he's got some sauerkraut and indeed a sausage. So there we are. I think he's waving at us, trying to tempt you back downstairs. We'll leave that until tomorrow. There is the coveted bell that rings out, and we're just waiting for a little present. He has a weapon. Don't worry, it's a starter pistol, and we'll be getting underway in a moment. I think they think there's an award ceremony here, and there is not. It is going to be the third phase of this competition still to come. They're not running it immediately back on, are they? So in that case, we'll take ourselves a break, and we'll be back with our next phase of the competition in just a few moments.
This program is presented by Giant Bicycles, Tux, and Island 200.
What inspires Giant to push the boundaries of bicycle technology? It's simple, to make you faster. We became the world's #1 cycling brand by delivering unrivaled craftsmanship, innovation, and inspiration to every ride. We create bikes that inspire you to push your own boundaries. We innovate to make you faster.
Welcome back. Next up, it is the Super Sprint. I really like the Super Sprint. Super Sprint time then. It is one team eliminated after the gun goes. There's been a lot of cordite tonight. Then every 6 laps, one of those teams will be teed off the back. A bit like the elimination race you had earlier on. However, unlike that, this time when we get down to 9 teams, they ride for the points at the end. So it's a bit hell for leather once we've sorted out the eliminators.
That's right, let's get all the teams on the track first. So we've finally got them underway, guns been fired, and we're off for this Super Sprint.
It's like a whole raft of Madisons in different formats, just for your delectation and entertainment. And many of you have come through. Christina Scott's there, Brian Travis has been with us all week, Mitch Tremaine, Dave Roffey, Ed Barnes. Thanks for your company. It's an absolute joy to hear your enthusiasm as well. Mark Spencer's also on board, Justin Libertine. Fantastic. Glad you're enjoying it. Should have found it earlier, eh? Well, at least now you know. Tell your mates, text them, do what you like, and get them on board, because this is fantastic. On these tight tracks, 200 meters, you have almost an intensified atmosphere. The music reverberates. You can hear the chit-chat, the clink of glasses, and you can occasionally, you're so close to the action, you might just get a little drip of perspiration flying your way as they zip by. And you feel the breeze of it. It is remarkable racing. It's fabulous.
I mean, you feel that breeze every time when they come round. The riders near the top of the banking. It's amazing. Looks like the first team could be eliminated 1 lap to go. You've got Team 5 at the back there with Team 1. Who's going to be the first team to be eliminated?
Well, he was busy, was Yuri Harvick, and I hope it's not going to be him. But he's plumb last at the moment, and I think, is he going to take it as a rest? Did he get out of that one?
I think he's out. I think team number 5, they had a very hard Derny ride there. Or was it team number 1?
Yeah, it was. I think that was an option, actually.
Team number 1 eliminated.
Keep your powder dry, I think that was.
Give them a chance now to get back down to the cabin, to get their final preparations right for the big race of the night, the Madison at the end. 45 minutes plus 6 laps. And of course they've got to make sure that the bikes are set up, they've got the right wheels in for that final Madison. If they've got any special wheels, that's the time they'll be using them. They'll be using their light tyres. Most of the riders are riding on Continental 165 tyres here. Tyres will be pumped up between 12 and 14 bars extremely hard, over 165 pounds pressure per square inch.
Yeah, and I know some of you are saying, well, why on earth don't they just make them solid? Weight is the answer, and spinning weight in particular. These guys, they know exactly what their machines need, and hard tyres is part of it. We've had just the one slow puncture, haven't we? Remarkably, just the one.
Yeah, I mean, it just shows you how meticulous the mechanics have to be, and the tyres on the bike, they're the most crucial part. So each time the rider comes down, he finishes taking part in one of the heats of one of the disciplines, his mechanic wipes over the tyres with a wet sponge to make sure there's no nicks, no cuts.
There we are, and as predicted, it is Juri Harvik that decides to bow out of this one. I think, yeah, it is. He did a phenomenal job in the Derny race, and I'm not surprised to see him wanting a break. I'm surprised he managed to even the second elimination. I thought it might have been earlier than that. He'll take a well-earned rest now.
Yeah, well-earned rest, and we've got team number 7 there. They're hovering at the back here. Barco, team number 7. Just 3 more laps to the next rider eliminated.
Just saw Marcel Katz just chilling out, sending us a text message saying, loving the coverage, boys. We fib. This is somebody there, could have been us. There you go. So we are nearing our 4 eliminated team, so if you do want to get eliminated, you better make sure you get it done in the first 4 laps, otherwise you're going to have to go all the way.
That's right. I mean, 11 teams left, so 2 more riders to be eliminated before the big super sprint gets ready to power towards the line. Of course, 20 points on offer.
Yeah, it's plenty of points, but I think some would just want to save some of that energy for later on in the day, and that's Team 7 out of this one, I think. Are they easing up, or are they still riding on?
No, he's eased up, realises they're out of it.
There we are, and I think probably welcome break in the offing. Don't forget, the final race for these boys is, after we've had the sprints, is the 45-minute plus 6 laps. It is where the action is, essentially, and you have so many breaks to try and get a lap. And I'm actually surprised to see Kenny de Kettler and Hees van Hoek doing most of the pace setting in this one, because they're not going to have much recovery time before the big one tonight.
Not a lot of recovery time, but these cyclists are superbly trained, incredible amount of fitness. They train for hours and hours every week. They'll be training 25 to 30 hours. They'll have done over 100 days racing during the summer to get ready for this. They'll have ridden Kermesses, Criterium, stage races. It's a stage race on board, so you've got to have speed, you've got to have stamina, you've got to have endurance. And the Belgian riders, team number 4, they've got that in abundance.
Certainly have. Great racing. We're going to lose one more, and then it will be the run for the points at the end of today. And Vlasman really suffered in the Derny race, and it is Wim Stuttinger who is here, that's still spinning up a storm. And is it going to be he that's eliminated this time? I think he would actually quite like it to be, and it is.
We're now left with 9 riders, 11 laps to go next time around.
Well, still here, there you are, sitting down for a well-earned rest, take a gel bar. Important to keep up your energy levels as well throughout what is a long evening.
I mean, it's key. And what the riders tend to do, a lot of the replacement of the nutrition is done by gel bars, it's done by energy drinks, carbohydrate drinks, replacement of fluids, replacement of electrolytes. It's very difficult to get down some of the solid fuel down you, and so you've got to replace as much as you can. And so liquid fuel is more easily digested.
Got a move coming on right now, and it's Team 9, it's the Maytech boys who've just suddenly turned on the gas, and they are streaking away. It's the pace being matched at the moment by Hees van Hoek, but it is Mark Hester, the Dane, who's decided that this has just been a little bit too slow for his liking, and he's seeing an opportunity to make some points. The final crossing of the line in 7 laps time, 6 now.
Now the riders are going to have to position themselves, don't want to be too far back now with 9 riders, 9 teams left. You've got to be closer to the front if you're going to be searching for those 20 points on offer. Team number 2 are looking very dangerous there. Aaron Gate and Luke Roberts. Looks like they might have set their stall out for this particular discipline. What do you think there, Carl?
I think you're absolutely right.
Boys in yellow.
Yeah, they are. They've stayed up there. The Telegraph sponsorship. There it is. The banner, as if by magic, as if calling them in. But the Americans look lively as well. Oh, but here comes your move. Well, they have a lot to make up for. Don't forget. It is Mark Hester and Tristan Margay from team number 8, and this looks like it might be decisive. Who's going to respond? Team 9, go for it. Maytech, they're on a charge right now, and look at this. There they come. 3 laps to go. Oh, and picking it up, needing points, and maybe picking up something, and maybe a lap later on. Team 4 have gone for it, and Heijs van Hoek is on a charge right now. Here comes Heijs, 2 to go. Well, if you want to be part of this, you better start racing right now, and that's what's happening as Jesper Hasselmann picks up the pace as well, tries to get involved. Wojtek Hecke is there. Well, we published certainly think that they can do something. I think the Telegraph have been caught out. A couple to go. Well, they've just respun back the laps, but look at this. Here's the line coming right now. Oh, and it's at the line, and I think they've got it. That was amazing. Amazing. Heijs van Hoek. Wow, you know something, never give up and never stop taking your opportunities. That has to be the watch phrase, and they've delivered again.
That's why it's known as the Super Sprint. The Belgian boys there, what a finish. They had to work really, really hard. Mark Hester put in a long attack, threw in Tristan Margot, a long way out, and they were left out in front on their own, but it nearly paid off, but not quite.
Wow. There you go. Next up we have our sprint boys who are still busy with their sprint doubles. That will finish us off in a moment's time. But look at this. That was a very, very late realisation that he had to put something a little bit extra in. Unfortunately for Mark Hester, and it didn't happen for him. Second place, 12 points. It could have been they'd obviously targeted that. But Keirin de Kettler with his fans, and of course Van Hoek, who's a fantastic, Heijs van Hoek, the youngster, 21 years of age, doing a brilliant job. And they take 20 points. 20 points. They can't help themselves. They're getting greedy.
They're getting greedy, but great team and great commitment, and they've let it be known that they're after the win here. They haven't come here for the tulips from Amsterdam. They've come here for the win in the Amsterdam 6 Day.
They're not messing around. This is business, don't forget, for these boys. Quite right too.
Only got a few minutes now to compose themselves before the final 45-minute plus six lap Madison. But these riders know what they're doing. Short interlude before the sprinters come back on.
Yeah, looking forward to that. We're going to take a break in a few moments' time. The boys with the flowers are yet again Team 4 Dalen. Kenny de Kettler, there he is. What do you mean? That looked difficult, he says. Fresh as a daisy is our Kenny. He's teed himself up for this. It was a season target for him, and he means it. We'll take that break.
This program is presented by Giant Bicycles, Tux, and Island 200.
What inspires Giant to push the boundaries of bicycle technology? It's simple. To make you faster. We became the world's #1 cycling brand by delivering unrivaled craftsmanship, innovation, and inspiration to every ride. We create bikes that inspire you to push your own boundaries. We innovate to make you faster.
Here we are at Kenny de Kettler, winner of the Super Sprint with your teammate Heijs van Hoek. Kenny, was that payback for losing the close fought Derny for Heijs?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. We just wanted to take solid points. this event gives 20 points, and it's a good shot. We just started from the front. We didn't really have the plan to win, but when we leaded out the whole race, we just thought, okay, let's go full for the sprint, and he leaded it out perfect.
Okay, thank you very much. Back to commentary.
Thanks, Gregor. On track. Here we are. Don't worry, it's not a slow-mo. This is our sprinters. We had the qualifying flying lap, then we had the triple sprint, and now it's the series business. This one, sorting out who's going to finish 5th. Race off for 5th. Bart Holmes, the young upstart, 19 years of age, got bullied today. Teun Mulder got delayed getting here in the first place, didn't warm up, and it's kind of, there's been an edge missing, hasn't there?
Yeah, it hasn't been quite the normal turn there. I mean, obviously being delayed for an hour and a half on the traffic made a big difference. So I've been terribly disappointed, but got a couple more nights yet to show himself as these two come round with a lap to go.
There's the bell, and Bart Holmes set a stall out early. It seems to be his action plan, but look at Teun Mulder. Oh, here he comes round the outside. Big response from the young man on the inside, and that was too tight to call for me. Well, we're just offset here, but I think Teun got it, and he thinks so too.
I'll give that to Teun as well. Came round on the outside and threw his bike at the right line.
Certainly did. And let's check it out, shall we? You're right. By the way, just in case you're thinking, should have seen that, we're about 20 metres beyond. So we're just on the left-hand side of your screen as you look at us right now. Next up, this is the battle for 3rd. Sprint boys have, it's a great idea this, to mix it up for the Madison boys, give them some rest, but also just keep the action going for the fans.
Keep the action, I mean, it just means it's non-stop. There's something happening on the track the whole time.
Hugo Hack, there he is, number 2. Just a fantastic Palmares. He's only 21, you know. He's from Utrecht.
I tried to pronounce that, I couldn't.
You know, it's not actually even known as Utrecht. It's known as something else locally. Yeah, we get told off. Manny Birchall, or Buchley, the boy from Haarlem, is in the black, and Hugo Hack taking him up the banking. Well, we haven't seen any track stands just yet, but well, at this pace it's not going to happen. It'll be the bell next time by. How's that for a high and handsome? Matt Birtle makes the switch, tries to get down the inside, wise to it. Hugo Hack turns on the juice, he's leading, forces his man wide round the outside. It's the last bend right now, here they come. Oh, it's going to be tight yet again. Inside line, has it? Yes. Hack takes it.
The big guy from Utrecht, he got that. It's been in superb form, picked up 2 bronze medals in the European Championships, 2nd in the sprint in Apeldoorn at the weekend, and 3rd in the sprint and 3rd in the team sprint.
Wow. 7th in the Keirin as well. So you know, he plays on a big stage.
For a young rider, what a talent!
Amazing. Well, I hope you're enjoying it out there. We are absolutely loving it. You can keep in touch with us, don't forget, on Twitter. Check out 6 Day Racing as well. They have their own tweet site too, so do a search for them and enjoy yourselves, why don't you? Knock yourselves out. It's Van Tonendal, there he is in the silver jersey, up against the mighty, the scary Jeff Hoogland.
Look how high up the banking. They've got their helpers to hold them.
Jeff's bullying him already.
Yeah.
He got the inside draw and then just positioned himself, leaving a sandwich width for his man to go and get himself into position. So Jeff Hoogland has already started the mind games. It looks like he's nipping off to the infield here for a glass of wine. We can have that after this. Hoogland watching him. Are we going to get a track stand? We had a treble a couple of days ago. That was something.
Not at the moment.
Nah. love the way they use the banking here, just to sort of fox each other and psych each other out. There's a general little tiny mist here. A lot of conversation. Love the drop bars on these bikes as well. Look at that, glorious. Jeff Hofland is tracking him, but this is a danger. Niels van Hoorndaal. Oh, these fakes going on the inside. Fakes it that time. He's going to crank it up off this one. He's got to. It's the bell next time. Oh, has he got a superb move? That was cheeky at the max. Fantastic. Hofland tries to respond. He's absolutely livid about it. He's tracing him at the moment, but he's absolutely gone for this. And Niels van Hoorndaal, he comes around the outside and he's going to make this stick. That was a classic piece of strategy. Well delivered.
Oh, tremendous. He got the jump on him there and held it. Made him cover around the outside, but obviously you're covering shorter distance on the inside.
Well, Sandra Godwin saying, this is fab. Love your commentary as always. Thanks, Sandra. She said, we'll be in Ghent for the 6-day racing in November. I think I'm not sure we got that one teed up, but definitely Rotterdam on the 2nd onwards. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with Ghent. I'll keep you informed. Keep tabs on Twitter with you. Niels van Hoorndaal. Superb. This is awarded on positions, by the way, so the lower your number, the better it is. P1 being the best. He's going well. Hoorndaal only 4th yesterday. He was runner-up on day 2. So he's having a better time of things. Doesn't get better than that.
Not at all. Be very, very happy with that. Just come round to the start-finish line to receive the flowers, get the applause from the crowd. The Madison Masters, the riders are coming out, getting ready to start getting a few laps in their legs before the official start, before the guns fired.
Well, our time to give you a brief hello to everybody who is out there.
This program is presented by Giant Bicycles, Tux, and Island 200.
What inspires Giant to push the boundaries of bicycle technology? It's simple, to make you faster. We became the world's #1 cycling brand by delivering unrivaled craftsmanship, innovation, and inspiration to every ride.
So you don't want to...
We create bikes that inspire you to push your own boundaries. We innovate to make you faster.
Welcome back. Let's turn the buttons on, shall we? Yeah, we are on and we are live. What do you need to know, everybody? Right now, Team 5, Stoppler and Harvik, they're on the lead lap. They're 6 laps clear, 6 points clear. Lapita and Kreider, Leitz, Lichthout and Katz all involved. This is going to be an enormous battle. I think that AA Drink, Stoppler and Harvik are going to be the guys to watch in this one. It's going to be a real battle. It's an extended fist fight, if you like. It's going to be quicker tonight even than last night, I think. And yesterday, I wish we'd had a lap count because it was absolutely remarkable. They went from the very off and there was no respite at all, Tony.
No, not at all. I mean, it was huge tempo right from the start, constant attacks. But I disagree there with Carlton. I think the Belgian boys, they're 1 lap behind. I think they're going to gain that lap's advantage. I think they're going to be highly motivated by the coachloads of fans that have come in, and they show that they really mean business. And I think I'm going to put my money on them winning winning the Madison and taking the lead, the overall, by the end of the night?
Well, we've got no clock at the moment. The clock is at 45 minutes. We're just waiting for the gunshot. They'll get some time into their legs before they go. The clock's been a bit sticky of late. They've kind of been holding it back at 2 minutes, 1 minute, just to give us an added bit of entertainment. Take it to time, if you like, that they think's appropriate. But believe me, this is going to be special. Nice to see everybody. Nice to see these guys as well. There goes the gun, and we are underway with our final event of the night. Tony, it goes from here to crazy and doesn't come back again.
No, we've had 3 fantastic Madisons the first 3 nights. I've thoroughly enjoyed watching the racing. I always thought that I might fancy getting back to the boards myself, but just seeing how fast, how tough, how fast they're going.
You're scared, aren't you?
I'm scared. I'm better off sitting here watching it with you.
The delightful Tony Doyle, MBE, here with me. Somebody said, did you do it? Is that a Master of Business Education? No, it's not. The Queen was involved. Was she at your business school?
She was, the same business school that I went to, yeah.
Bless her. Right, settle yourselves in, because we are racing. Now, yesterday this was absolutely enthralling. By the end of it, we'd screamed ourselves almost silly. We're going to be doing the same. And look at who's marking who. Now, again, it kind of hinges on Team 4. Tony's absolutely right. Because they're a lap down. They've got to take it back at some point. And why not now? They've been racking up points. They've been doing a good job in that regard. But they need that lap. It's okay getting points and relying on it to take you over the next line. And it could be so crucial on the final night if the points tallies are quite far apart. So they're doing the right thing, putting something in the bank. But how much energy have they expended, and what's the deficit coming to the big one?
Well, I mean, every day you're going to, tire yourself out that little bit more, going to lose a little bit more of your reserves. And yes, they need that lap, but the rest of the field aren't going to give it to them. Every lap is going to be really forcefully fought out. And now you see that everyone's just sort of checking one another out, waiting to see who's going to make that first move. I think it's just a lull before the storm.
Oh, absolutely. Well, when you're in the eye of it, they say everything goes calm. Speaking to some of the riders yesterday, they said, look, it's just about tunnel vision when you're out there. You have very little sight of everybody else, and you just got to hope that you're on the right wheel. I think that's the difference between some of the teams who are not exactly making up numbers, but kind of feel that they're not the ones who can take this race by the scruff of the neck. There's probably 5 teams only that can be involved at that level to drive it along and actually strategize it. And the teams we have picked are very, very much to the fore. And in fact, Quality will out. They are at the top of the standings as we speak. And as we come into this one, it's those standings that get ever more important. Stoppler and Harvick, team number 5, are our leaders on points and indeed laps. There are 3 teams up there. Lampert and Crader, team number 6, in the orange jerseys. They're also there. They're a bit tied up at the moment. A great time to make a punchy push for it if you are so minded. But it's having eyes in the back of your head that is the thing. Lichter and Katz, team number 1, wearing the all-white of Visa. We have Kennedy Kettler and Van Hoek, of course. Now they are in 4th place, but a lap down. Likewise, Merger and Hester, team number 8. That's Coopermans, who've had a bad time. Just seeing them now making their change in that sort of more purpley pink, if that makes sense. And Morrison Strottinger, team number 3 from Vlasman, who look like they've been suffering ever so slightly. And then suddenly it's Vlasman that take that step forward. Well, these teams we're saying are a lap down, and they've got to make amends, and they're being traced at the moment by it is Marcel Katz. Kennedy Kettler is his teammate in the Visa team. But boy, oh boy, this is a proper move, and I didn't expect it to come from Vlasman. They looked tired earlier.
They did look tired, and I'm not sure if it's going to be decisive enough. I'm not sure if the string of riders is going to let it go. It's not quite the commitment, but then you've got the Mark Hester there, looks like he's really putting in a hard turn. But no, it's the team number 1.
Oh, you know what? They are going to make this count because the response from the pack is 0. Oh, this is amazing. This is a gift.
It certainly is a gift, and I can't believe that team number 4 have let team number 1 drift off the front so easily. Whether it's just a tactic, they're going to wait till they're almost on the back before they launch an attack.
Well, Lichtart and Katz, that can happen. They can punch out if they will, but it's about a third of a lap now only, and driving on. Lichtart and Katz are doing a superb job. Look at this. That is a proper effort, and it's going to pay them huge dividends. I don't think they're worried about the Blasman team. They're running in 6th place, a lap down, but they are a little bit tired tonight. Jens Maurice and Wim Sturtinger, and have showed it. Although this is a plucky effort by them to put a lap on. I think they want this in the bag early so that they can kind of rest up just a little bit, having done their duty. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're right, and they've chosen a very good time to go. Almost on the back of the string of riders, and let's get ready for that next counter-attack. But it's going to be a good first lap taken, and before the fireworks have really started.
Yeah, and that's the way to do it. And if Blasman are feeling tired, then why not get that duty, put yourself on the lead lap, and then let others come back to you, as it were, and you can just ride within the pack. Well, no supertanker foghorn was heard on a couple of laps gained last night, but I think we're going to hear one right now, and it'll be well deserved by these guys.
It certainly will, and I think you've got the leading teams, Team 6, Teams 5 and Team 4, I think they're just watching each other very closely and seeing who's going to make that first move. Oh, there was someone swung out there very violently. It looks like it was Aaron Gate, nearly causing a crash.
And on the attack, go Maytech team number 9. We haven't heard the hooter, but it should have been sounded. Not quite sure what the technical issue there is. Maybe they've just run out of steam. There you go. A Boskamp and Asselman, anything but. They are out there, and they are on the push right now, and dragging along with them go the We Publish boys, Yuri Hochman and his teammate Hacheki in the green, number 12, and the Telegraph yet again been very busy tonight, and likewise the Americans. Island 200 also joined the fun, and here they come. Dalen, Team 4, Kenny de Kettler. Well, keeping quiet just for now, Stoppler and Aravik, and but here they're suddenly just making their move. Round the outside they come, and that's what you need. AA Drink, just get that kick. Oh, but look who's with them. It's Lampeter and Crader in the orange, and they have taken Team 4 with them as well, as we cut away at a crucial moment. Back to the action. I can tell you that trio out front are going to make this, because this is where some real strength lies, and this is a danger for absolutely everybody. They've got a third. The responses come almost immediately. Everybody realises that this is a game maker right now that we're seeing.
Certainly it's going to be decisive, but Team 5 had to work hard to force this group of 3 away. Team 5 made the attack, but then stayed on the front for nearly 4 laps there, giving an easier ride to the Belgians and to Life Lampeter from team number 6.
There we go, good change coming in right now, it needs to be, and it is, and it's Heijs van Hoek who takes the lead. Following on is Nick Stempler from AA Drink. Nick Stempler is a feisty character, and this, he knows, is a really crucial moment, because not only is he in the break and getting a lap on the field, he's nullifying Dalen's effort, the boys in the pink from team number 4 making the trip from Belgium to come to this 6th day.
Well, that's right, so it means that 3 big teams, they're all taking the lap together, so they're all going to stay in exactly the same place. There's going to be no laps gained or lost by the main contenders, but the rest of the riders aren't handing it to them on the plate. They're still only half a lap. They still have to work very hard for this.
They're working extraordinarily hard, but it's a joy to see. And are they delivering? Of course they are. This is absolutely superb. Oh, look, the scream goes out. Can you make it? Yes, we can. Somebody from the crowd shouting, come on. And the response almost immediately. Nice to see Hoffman as well, also making it to the fore here. He's part of the chase. He's been a busy man tonight.
He's been a busy man and worked really hard, but it's paid dividends. They've shown themselves at the front.
Yeah, it's been great. I've enjoyed that. The men in the silver, that is Wes Crader and Nolan Hoffman. So it rolls on, and they're getting onto the back right now. Still no Supertanker Foghorn, which we've been used to over the last few nights, but nonetheless we now have 5-6 teams on the lead lap. Great. Well, de Kettler and Van Hoek, they didn't make the trip for nothing, those fans. and that was a job well done. Might be a brief hiatus here. If anyone fancies or has the strength, then maybe now is the time to deliver it, a sort of a punch, if you like. As they come into this one, they're going to unwind essentially a couple of deficit laps. Kenny de Kettler now have got a lap back, but their problem is that Stoppler and Harvick are also a lap ahead of the field, so they remain a lap ahead of de Kettler and Van Hoek. Lampeter and Kreider are also on this lead lap, so they likewise are still 1 lap ahead of the Belgians. And Lichthout and Kaltz, well, they are of course also up here. Stoppler and Harvick then leading overall by 6 points and on that lead lap, and here comes a big move, and guess who? It's Stan Holloway, the American.
Oh, and really launched off the front there, but it's not going to be decisive enough. They're not going to let him go, so he needs to ease up, not waste any energy. It hasn't been effective. He should hold back and just recuperate. There's no point carrying on driving. They now realise that they're all back together now. Now's the time for the counter-attack. Now's the time for either team number 2 or team number 7 to launch off the attack.
Well, you know, I think it's going to be team 6. Watch the men in orange. Look at the pace they've got. They've got a mini train ahead and they've latched onto the back of this. Team 7, Marcus and Bartko are involved, but this is a big move yet again that's going to draw out some sort of response, because Lampeter and Kreider will take the overall lead if they make this one stick, and all of a sudden the Belgians, team number 4, they do the job. Kenny de Kettler and Hees van Hoek. It's a game of cat and mouse and they're locked in. I imagine we're going to see a number of laps taken tonight in this one. We have 34 minutes left of this amazing Madison finale, and it is as thrilling as all the others have been.
It certainly is, but this move of the 4 riders is not going to pay off. I think we're going to see the string of riders come back together, and as I say that, yes, they're all back together in one line, but it is really drawn out now.
Leading the chase, Lichthout and Kaltz, team 1 in the white, that's team Visa, and also AA Drink with Nick Stoppler and Jordi Harvik, who ever more are starting to firm up amongst the absolute favourites for this. If they can just stop the Belgians doing their job, and that's a tall order. Oh, you know what, Vlasman's going again. They got a lap early on and they think, well, that didn't seem too bad, and everyone seemed to be happy to let us go, and they're off again. Big response as well coming from Zeiss team, Kreider and Hoffmann.
Oh, but the German rider there, Kaltz from Berlin, he wants to jump on this bus as well. If he can get up to them, that's 3 riders out in front.
Well, if he gets up, I don't think they'll make it, because that's a danger. And the response comes immediately from Lampeter and Kreider in orange, and the AA Drinks boys are also on their case. Can they? Have they got the will? Have they got the power, the stamina, the determination? All these things, technical skill as well. They're keeping a fantastic line below the red here. And they ring the changes in the train. It's harder for them to, of course, pick their ideal line, although they're all nicely spaced out right now as we speak. Half a lap is what they've got, and they still ride on. This is a good effort.
Very good effort, and half lap, but there's no real drive from the peloton yet. The string of riders, no one's really picked up the chase.
Lichthout and Katz started this one, team number 1 in the white. They started this one with a lap advantage, along with 2 other teams, Stoppler and Harvick from AA Drink, and the 6th team in the orange, that's the Beretti of Lampeter and Kreider. And this is a crucial moment, because they will become the overall leaders de facto at this point, should they make it round. And frankly, it looks like they might well do this.
I think they will. They can just see the end of the string as they come round into the straight themselves, and that gives you a tremendous boost. Once you know you're in sight of those riders and you're trying to catch that lap, that really does lift you and really does inspire you.
Certainly does, and what a job they are doing. They've only got about 50 metres, and then the men from the Visa team, Pim Lichthout and Marcel Katz, will be our de facto overall leaders as we come to this, the final run in this, the last event of our night.
You're going to see a counter-attack happen. The next team's going to launch off before they get onto the back. Is that going to be team number 6? Looks like he's getting himself ready to make it launch an attack. Life Lampetal there. throws in his partner, just has a quick word.
Well, they're going to make it back on, but they're still, it's a sudden response, and they're letting them hang out there. They haven't made it back on just yet. Suddenly the scoreboard is going to show just 3 teams on top, but they're having to work for this, and this is the reason why. Kicking off the front goes Lampeter and Kreider in the orange. They're driving away, but there goes the Hooter to acknowledge and tell everybody that they are back on. Immediate response has to come from the Beretti boys, and they are doing it. Yeah. They ease up, they realise it's going to have to be saved, this one.
It hasn't been effective this time, but they're preparing themselves to get ready for another attack. Lampard does go to the back of the string, drops down in 5th position.
There we are, Lichthout Cats then a lap ahead in this one, but they were a lap ahead of the trio of teams that were ahead by a solitary lap at the start of the night. They're the only ones who made it in that break. Lampeter and Kreider didn't, and neither did Stoppler and Harvick, as you can see, who are locked a lap down. This is absolutely crucial, and the response yet again of the Visa boys, of Pim Lichthout and Marcel Kaltz, to anything that happens out front. It's happening right now. There's a big charge going on. Mel Boskamp and Asselman for the men in the black of Maytech. They're going, and they're dragging along with them, crucially, the Beretti boys of Lampeter and Kreider. Now this is a serious push by the men in orange. They'll have to do this on their own if they have to. Oh, and they back up, they see who's there, and they realise that the train is still on their case. Half an hour to go.
Half an hour to go. That's the important thing. You've got to be aware of what's happening, who's chasing you, to know whether it's the right move to persist and continue. Now, the experience there of Lampeter and Kreider, they knew that it wasn't the time. Let's go back to the bunch and let's pick another moment before we go.
Goodness me, look at this, and here comes a response, and this is absolutely superb, and it's Van Hoek in the pink for the Belgians. This is going to make them roar. There's a massive Belgian contingent, and they're suddenly realising what's happened, and they'll be standing on their feet and screaming these guys round, and this looks like it could be effective.
It looks like it definitely could be. You've got team number 4 and team number 7 there. Barco, they've realised this is the bus that they want to get on, and look, in no time at all they've got half a lap's advantage.
Absolutely outstanding. It just shows you Kenny de Ketelaere, when he starts to boil, everybody gets scolded, and that's what he's doing at the moment. This is brilliant. He's got half a lap, absolutely amazing, and he's doing it more or less on his own. He's got a partner, but it's more like a passenger in Rob Barco from team number 7 from the Bradenord boys, and he knows that the men in the pink in team number 4 have to do this, and so why not just take advantage?
Yeah, let them use up their energy, let them impress. They know that they've got to get this lap. They want to come back onto 0. They're 1 lap behind team number 1. The emphasis is on them to do the work and use them up as much as you can.
Well, they do make a change, and it was forced upon them, but why not? Barry Marcus takes it up, and there's a brief switch. He was only there for about a quarter of a lap before he said, "No, after you, my friend." And no choice other than to push on, and so the baton picked up by Van Hoek, and he drives on. Immediate swap in the corner to Kenny de Ketelaere, and a ripple of applause for Kenny. They're going to realise what's going on here in a few moments' time. The man with the hooter seems to be a bit sporadic, maybe between glasses of beer, I'm not quite sure. Here they go then, they're going to make it back on, and that, chapeau sir, was a fine piece of cycling, and the applause goes up. The crowd have realised, even if the hooter man hasn't.
They certainly have. The crowd realises. Now I can see team number 6 and team number 5. They're getting ready to launch. They're going to go straight away. As I say that, yes, number 6 and 5 go off the front.
Whoa! Bang! It's an explosion off the front. The hooter man did wake up, but so did these two. Oh, fantastic. AA Drink have gone, and so have Beretti. Teams 5 and 6 are on a march. And guess what? They've drawn out team 9 as well, who are just having a fun with everybody out there, it seems. Oh, this is brilliant. The men in the blue and green with the men in orange. That's where your thoughts should be right now, because this is their bid to get back and onto the score sheet as high as they possibly can. Lichthout and Kaltz are our de facto leaders, and these guys want to join them.
They certainly do, and it looks like they're going to make it count. 27 minutes to go, but look at that. Team number 8 on the front of the string of riders. They're driving hard. They're not going to give it away.
No, they are not giving it away. This is Margay and Hester, 1 lap behind, and they don't like it. They don't like it one little bit. And why should they? They came here to race, and they came here to win. And they started the day a lap down, just like de Ketelaere and Van Hoek. They've seen de Ketelaere and Van Hoek make amends, take that lap back, put themselves back in the bird seat and back in the competition here. And they've got to try and do exactly the same. So Merge and Hester, team number 8, in the sort of purpley pink, they're having a crack, but unfortunately for them, so are these guys up front. The men in orange and the blue and green of AA Drink. Beretti and AA Drink are the important ones in this trio. Take nothing away from the Maytech boys of team number 9 though. Boskamp and Asselman still also doing a fantastic job. I think they're going to make it, but it's at what cost is the question.
They're going to make it, but they're going to know it's going to be a hard effort. They've got just over a half a lap. They've still got a lot of work to do, but this move is going to come off. It's going to pay off, and they're going to gain their laps advantage. But it's going to be very, very heavy price to pay for it.
Massive price to pay, and yet again there's another attack being launched, or I should say another injection of pace, and it's coming from those 8 boys, Margate and Hester. They're going to be the big losers if this sticks, because they're going to find themselves cut adrift ever so slightly, and I think they know it, frankly. Just ahead of them are the Belgians, and there are some more downstairs. They like Jupiler, apparently. There are other drinks available. Round they come, and it is De Telegraaf in the yellow that start to pace on, but they have given up. They have rested up. They're not going to waste any energy now. They accept that these guys are going to make it on the back. There's no other counter-attack. If it does come, I wouldn't be surprised to see Pim Livdat and Marcel Katz from the white team going for this. They've had a rest. They've had about 10 minutes of just being paced in the pack. We haven't mentioned much about the men in white, but that's my tip for the next punch.
Well, I mean, you've got team number 4, team number 8, team number 1. They're all watching each other very, very closely. And as I say that, the 3 riders are just going to come onto the back of the string. They're going to get the lap. Oh, we're going to hear the hooter.
Well, it seems like a bit 50-50 at the moment. A lot of that goes on here. They go into the corner, they come, and it is pink and purple out front. We are in Amsterdam after all, and they're hitting the corners brilliantly right now. I said I thought it was going to be team number 1, Lichtart and Katz, and I think I might be right. They're getting into position.
They're getting into position now. We've got 5 teams on 0 laps. Team number 1, team number 3, team number 4, team number 5, team number 6.
Check this, 5 teams on the lead lap of this, don't forget. But it's about the overall, don't forget. And the crucial thing is who is on the lead lap at the beginning of the day. And Lichtart and Katz, they're here on the lead lap, but they also were on that lead lap at the beginning. Stopper and Arvik, likewise, are also there. So good news for them right now. They made it back round. That's why it was so crucial for the AA Drinks boys to be in that push. And they were. Team 6 likewise with Lampeter and Crader. So it means that the Visa boys haven't had things all their own way. They've got to do it all over again. They've got 23 minutes.
23 minutes, there's going to be lots of attacks, lots of laps are going to be won and lost. You've just seen the Czech riders, team number 12 there, go on the attack. It's not going to happen, it's going to come back. We're going to have all back together before you know it. Just watch out who's going to be getting ready to make the next counter-attack. I'm going to put my money on team number 4, the Belgian boys.
Oh, there you go. Well, there you are. I think you might be right, the way they're teeing up at the moment. Here come the Americans, and they're sort of they're kind of pacing team 4, but it's team 12 at the moment, going off with team 13 as well. The Trax boys, Didier Casper and Melvin Van Zyl. But of the main players, who's going to make it? Who's going to reach out? Will it be Kenny the Kettle? We'll find out. They're letting them go. They're letting them go, you know.
I think they're just going to leave them out in front. Are they going to reel them in very, very gradually? I'm not sure. Now see Mechanic down in the pit area there. Now we come back to the action on the track.
Well, I was just checking his chain rings just to make sure that there was absolutely no damage out there. You know, these things do get dropped. Right now, they've dropped a little bomblet on the pack right now, and it is Hoffman and Hecke, along with Team 13, Didier Caspers and Mel Van Zyl. They've been a bit quiet. In fact, they started the day rather far down the order, I'm afraid. But nonetheless, these things have a way of turning them round. Van Zyl and Casper's Team 13, 12 laps down, so this is not a great impact on the overall. Hochman and Hecke 7 laps down, and so the main players are not going to be too troubled by this.
No, but I mean, they really are persistent in working really hard for that, and 12 laps may sound a lot, but it's less than 3 minutes. So in a stage race, you'll still be very much in contention.
There we are. Now, let's not forget, at the end of 20 laps, which is what we have remaining, there'll be 20 minutes. We will have 6 laps to deal with as well. So 20 minutes plus 6 is what we're playing with. However, that 20 minutes might sweat just a little bit. Boretti going for it, Leif Leibpeter and Ray Kreder in the orange out front. But honestly, look who's around. And it's those AA Drink boys. I think they were my tip for the night, weren't they?
They were.
There we are. Are you regretting it?
No. But you've got team number 8 who've gone on the front there, gone on the attack. Looks like Tristan Margot's gone on the front. Yes, and it's swung up.
Oh, look at this. He's swung up, but he's drawn out Hoffman. He's going for it as well, the South African. And so are Barry Marcus and Rob Barker. We've kind of forgotten about the boys in red ever so slightly, as the Telegraaf take the front with Aaron Gate and Luke Roberts, who have actually had a good night tonight. Oh, and look at this. There you go. It's Lichtart and Kaltz who are cranking this up. And there we are. The white team are going for it. It's Vlashman that have opened the gate for them, and they've stepped through. And look at this as well. It's Margate and Hester, Team 8, that have joined it. And of the main players, yet again, it is the white men, the Visa boys, Pim Lichtart and Marcel Katz from team number 1, who are taking a stride.
I mean, they're riding very, very well. They're choosing the right moments to go, but team number 5 aren't going to let this group of 4 riders get away to gain this lap. They're going to bring it all back together. Team number 1 realise that. They're just easing back, not going to waste and expand any more energy. They're going to wait and they're going to launch another attack. They're going to make sure they pick the right bus to jump on next time.
I think you're absolutely right. 18 minutes to go.
Looks like team number 4, team number 6 getting ready to launch an attack. Come around the outside. Too much traffic in the way there.
It's far too much traffic. They've gone very high and wide and dipped back down in. The Americans are out front, but it's all about team number 4 at the moment, along with team 6. They're the ones who are trying desperately to manage the situation. At the moment, it's a bit like juggling yogurt. You can do it, but not very easily. There we go, out front. We have team number 8. It is Margate and Hester that are sharing duties with the Vlashman boys, which is Jens Maurice and Wim Sturtinger, team number 3. And that duo look like they've caught everybody thinking about strategizing the end of the day, and they might be allowed off the hook here. We'll see. Vlashman, don't forget, it's Maurice and Sturtinger, and they're having a great time of things. They're on the lead lap at the moment. If they get another one back, they will take this tonight. I'll be bound, because everyone else seems to be neutralising each other at the moment.
I think all the other leading teams are watching each other. Sturtinger and Jens Maurice are really driving this home now. The emphasis is on them to do all the work, and team number 8 can take advantage of that.
And a response has come out of the pack, and it's the Boretti boys in the orange, Lampeter and Kreder, team number 6. And still these two, this pairing, ply their trade, and they've decided to think better of it. The men in the orange in the pack, and they've made a looser change and have bedded it out the back to get a lot of protection and maybe use something later on. This bodes very well for the Vlashman team number 3. They are going to take a leap into the top of the standings tonight for this event. We'll see how that pans out overall for them. They look very tired coming into this event, and clearly they have managed to refine their form.
It's very, very tough out there. They've been out there for a long time, still got over half a lap to go. But Jens Maurice there, just saw him roll around in front of our commentary area. He looks very confident, looks very cool. He's coming in for the change now. Now let's see if Big Jens can really drive this home and gain that lap. Let's see when he gets to the front, is he really going to turn on the turbo?
Come on, Jensi. 33 years of age. He's maybe long in the tooth, but he's long of limb as well, and he can spin them up like a good one. Look at that. Can he, though, spin it fast enough? The boy from Orica Green Edge. Yeah, the souplesse. Is it in place?
I think it is. I mean, he's come from a very long, very tough road season, but he's got a tremendous track pedigree. Trackman he started off and did very well, winning a couple of medals in the World Championships. Taken him a few nights to find his track legs. Only a couple of weeks ago he was racing in the Tour of Beijing, but his track experience is coming to the fore, and I think they're going to get this lap. They're going to go into the lead in this Madison with only 15 minutes to go.
Yeah, perfect time for them to do it, and they're latching on right now. They've got less than the back straight to make up. In fact, they're off the turn right now, just as the last man of just before the first man of the train takes the next bend, and they're going to make it on. And absolute chapeau to those boys. And this is going to be a famous win for Vlasman, I'll be bound. With 15 minutes to go, I don't think anyone else is going to be allowed off the nose. What do you reckon?
Well, it's going to be very, very tough. Going to be a real decisive attack, but I think you've got Team 5, Team 4 and Team 6. I think they're going to be some more attacks from those guys.
Right then, flick of the arm out, says come on, do a bit of work, not doing all this on my own. And Ray Crader comes in and drifts by Pim Lichtar. Looking at the top end of the course right now, all together. Thought we might be a little bit wider spread, but their confirmation in Morrison Strodinger, who have a lap on the field at the moment, and that puts them overall in a very select group as well of 4 who happen to be in the boss seat ahead of the pack. So we will see at the end of the evening who manages to join that select club. Don't forget, points racked up tonight could also tip you into the lead lap position once you hit 200. Coming into tonight, Stoppler and Harvick had 166 points, and so courtesy of their performance this evening, they may well have actually tipped over and got themselves another lap. So we'll get confirmation of that at the end.
Very tactical now. You've got Team 6, Team 5, Team 4. They're really following each other, not giving any room, watching exactly where they're positioned in the peloton, where they are in the group of riders, and seeing who's getting ready to make that next attack. I think it could well be Kenny de Ketelaere when he comes in this time.
Check this out, Lichtar and Cals have gone, and yet again the ones that like to play the passenger, although they haven't bought a ticket for this, I can tell you that much, and they're taking it on, and they're having to do so. Mel Boskamp gets waved through, so come on, do some damage. But look who's joined them. Kenny de Ketelaere is there. Now then, big response required from Team 5. They're on defensive mode, and Stoppler and Harvick are on a charge right now, and AA Drinks managed to get back on. Oh, cat and mouse stuff with 13 minutes to go, and then of course those crucial 6 laps to finish.
Now's the time to launch your attack. Make that counter attack straight away, don't hesitate. Let's see one of those top teams go. Is it going to be team number 6, because they're just sitting back there in the string of riders? Are we going to see Leif Lampeter put in the next attack?
It's going to be Team 5, I think. They've got themselves into great position, Stoppler and Harvick, and I don't know whether they're going to join forces with Team 4. I don't know what the benefit will be for them, to be honest, because it's such a danger between the pair of them. You've got to be careful whose hand you shake, count your fingers afterwards, I guess, in this game. Amazing. And indeed, on the front right now, it is AA Drink that have hit the front. Big check over shoulders, and it was Juri Harvick who just drifts top of the track and then just rebeds in further behind with his teammates. Good work to Ketelaere and Hoke, and likewise Stoppler and Harvick from AA Drinks.
Slight ease there, taking a slight breather, getting themselves back together, but there's still a lot of work to be done by these top teams. I think they're just picking their right moment, trying to find out the right place in the string of riders to position themselves before they launch that attack.
12 minutes to go plus 6 laps, and the pace is starting to pick up yet again. Off the bend is where you're going to get the drop, and especially if you're going to get some changes out there. And a real sort of heave there from Dan Holloway, and I'm not sure what the issue was, but there was a big exchange of words between himself and Guy East. I'll ask him later. We're sharing a hotel with all of the riders, incidentally, so we get the inside line occasionally. At least see who's sitting with who and who's nicked whose Marmite. There we go, round the outside it comes, and Vlašman are having fun out there. This is they've had a great finale tonight.
Great finale, and you know, very much still in control. They've just got to watch and try and go with those next moves. I'm sure we're going to see something very soon. There's all the top team just watching each other, just waiting and waiting who's going to make that next attack, and making sure they get on the back of that wheel that's going to be attacking from the front.
I think they've neutralised each other here, and if we get to the 6 laps, I think they may well still stay together. Somebody's going to try something, and it looks like it's happening right now, and it's Boretti, I think, Power and Crater. They're around the outside, they've gone very high here. There's a lot of changes going on behind them. Why don't you skip a change? Why don't you? It's a great strategy occasionally. While others are changing around you, you go for it. There's an injection of pace, but it's been matched here, and it's AA Drinks that have gone with them.
They've taken too many riders with them. It's going to be nullified. It's not going to be decisive. It's going to come back together again, and we're going to see all the string together, and there's going to be another attack very soon. Hasn't happened, but there's going to be another attack very soon. It could come from team number 5.
It is 10 minutes to go, and then we have 6 laps of tonight, the 4th night of the 6 that make up this magnificent 6-day race here in Amsterdam. The first of the winter season. We have Ghent next, and then of course it is Rotterdam, where we will have a live webcast once again. And tell your mates, make sure it gets printed somewhere.
It's just so fast at the front, people just can't make those attacks. Constantly high tempo.
Constant high tempo. Said it. I thought they were going to be nullified, and so it is proving. There's too much at stake, and it's going to get down to count back on points, you know, this event. And so your finishing position is going to be crucial. So it's going to be hell for leather. If it stays like this, I wouldn't be surprised to see him coming around 6 wide on some of these corners at the very last. It's going to be amazing.
It certainly is, and I mean, the pressure's just constant, just being applied there all the time. I don't think it's going to stay like this until the end. I think we're going to see team number 1 and team number 4 and team number 6 still going to be launching themselves off the front. They're not going to be prepared to let the classman stand as it is.
The Telegraph go for it, and it's joining them goes Wes Crader. He's really warmed into proceedings, Wes Crader. He's waiting to pick up Nolan Hoffman right now. Nolan Hoffman gets the sling and really hits it. Checks over his shoulder, doesn't do that too often, Nolan Hoffman. He's very confident in his own line, and that's good to see. Well, he's just pacing everybody at the moment, unfortunately. He knows it, and he just peels up. Oh, look at this, we've got a kick, and it's team number 8. Of course it is. Margay and Hester are going. Who's going to join them? And as if by magic, it's Lichtart and Counts. This is a danger.
It's a danger, it's team number 4. It's the other boys in pink. That was Kenny de Kesselaar who launched the attack.
Wow, look at this. Now, this is an alliance made in heaven for these two, and hell for everybody else. You're absolutely right. Wow, look at this. It's the Dalen boys with Kenny de Kettler and Gijs van Hoek with the Visa boys. Wow, now they've got a passport to glory. Let's have a look. They've already got a third of a lap, and there's not a massive response.
Not a massive response, but Jens Morris is on the front now, on the front of the string of the riders. And look, he's lifting that pace. He's not going to give it away. He's got that lapse advantage. He's not going to let team number 4 and team number 1 take that without a fight.
Well, if they make it, Lichtart and Counts will be our leaders, and indeed they'll be heading for victory tonight. 122 points they have picked up along the way. The Vlašman boys, team number 3 tonight, picked up 128, so 6 ahead of them. But there'll be more points here, and of course on the line, and 20 for winning this, don't forget. And here they come. Looking at it right now, it's probably a third of a lap, so the pace being put on by Vlašman, who don't want to have this win taken away from them.
No, they don't. They fought really hard. They're not going to give it away hand in glove. They're going to fight and fight, and they're making them really work harder. Look at the pace there. The string of riders getting really strung out.
They are, and everyone's joining the fun round, helping out as well. It's team number 5, AA Drinks, Doppler and Harvick in the blue and green, and look at this. They're off the nose, and the chase is on.
And Jens Morris is straight on there, yes. Real acceleration. Are they going to bring these two riders back?
That's the plan. That's the master plan. They know this is a huge danger, and it's from both of these, let's not forget. And the team that's going to take biggest advantage is the Visa boys of Lichtart and Kaltz, and they're doing a super job right now. This is brilliant.
Fantastic racing. I mean, look at it, there's only 6 minutes to go.
6 minutes and then 6 laps. Oh my goodness, this is special, and this hurt is being put on. Now this is brave, and the leader at the moment on the track, wow, they're swapping places, they're changing duties, they're relaying brilliantly. The Visa boys here, Lichtart and Kaltz, take the pace. Tracing them is Dalen with De Kettler and Van Hoek, and still the drive goes on. It's AA Drinks and Vlasman who are trying to get them back. They're holding station, but I think the effort that's being put on at the moment by AA Drinks, it's a full half lap now.
Full half lap, but look how hard they're having to fight for this. They're having to battle to gain every meter's advantage. AA boys, look at it, they're lifting the pace again.
They have, they really have lifted it. Let's have a look. Halfway mark, they're holding station, the duo out front. It's more difficult to make the changes in the pack, don't forget, than it is as a duo. And suddenly after that last raft of changes, they take an extra 10-15 meters. Simple as that. The next series of mass changes will also serve them very well indeed, and I think they're going to make this.
That hasn't been handed to them, still 4 minutes to go, but it looks like they really are. They're gradually closing that gap. Marcel Kaltz is riding superbly tonight.
Absolutely brilliantly. I think we've got a technical going on at the moment. Looks like it may be a slow puncher for team number 8. Koopmans with an arm up, and they're heading on to the inside. Yes, I think so. That's a real shame for them.
And Kaltz is riding really strongly there. He stayed in the race, didn't attempt to make his change with Lichtart there, so he's doing a double turn.
Wow. Unbelievable. Well, there you are, and that's the reason why. What a shame. And I'm just checking it out, and it is Jesper Mark Hester who's got a technical problem, taking it back, and there'll be a wheel change at the back, I think, for him. Oh, goodness me, what a disaster for him, but he won't lose time. It'll be neutralised for him. But they do make it back on. Look at this. Fantastic. Dalen get there, so do Visa. Oh, what a fantastic effort that was. And the applause whistles out here. They're still not quite there. They've got about 20 metres, but they are going to do it.
They haven't got back on yet. They've only caught a couple of stragglers. The lap's only given when you rejoin and gate and recatch them, the main group of riders.
Yeah, 20 metres, less than that, maybe 15. 3 minutes to go, and then your 6 laps. I think they are going to do it, but that will have hurt a lot. And immediately there's an attack goes off the front as well, and it is Beretti, and Vlasman will take whatever help they can get. They're also here. They're looking for victory tonight, and it's been a breakdown for AA Drink. They're not happy at all. Stoppler and Harvick are not in the fun place, I'm afraid. And look, just behind them, it's getting a bit ragged. It's starting to spread out. There's no really defined pack at the moment, and they're wrestling their bikes out there.
There's no pack. The riders are spread all around the track. They can't just sit there. They've got to rejoin and get onto the back, overtake these stragglers. And so what are the Belgians doing? Looks like they might have had trouble.
Oh my goodness, they're not having their own technical, are they? My goodness, what a disaster it will be for them. And I think that's exactly what's happened.
Yeah, there's been a mechanical. Now it's up to Kenny De Kettler. He's got to rejoin this race, rejoin the bunch of riders on his own, while his partner comes down and changes bikes.
Kenny De Kettler makes it back on. I think he's got about 5 metres only if he's going to get back to AA Drinks. What an effort that is, and he gets there right now. Kenny De Kettler's just about on. He's got 1 bike length only, sails up high and wide, and he makes it on the raft of changes, and he gets there. That was absolutely superb. Still not declared officially, but he is in the main lead pack, and that he's got no change man. Has he made a quick mechanical change? Can he help out?
I mean, he's going to have to stay there on his own. Are they going to give him that lap? There's his teammate there, Van Hoek, waiting He shouldn't be bothering changing
He's made
wheels.
it. There goes the hooter, but this is a hard thing indeed. A very, very tough call for Kenny the Kettler, and now we have our 6 laps.
He's made a tactical mistake there. He shouldn't be waiting to change the wheels. He should jump straight on his spare bike. His spare bike should be ready at all times.
Absolutely, I was wondering why he was hanging around. Oh, there you go, it's clearly not there, and there seems to be no rush. Finally he gets the spare bike. What a waste of time, but crucially what a waste of energy as well. It has been exhausted. I'm looking at Kenny the Kettler sailing high up and on the banking, and he's shaking his head and issuing oaths, and I'm not surprised they're going to lose the lap that he's actually made back here unless they get a neutralisation. We'll come to the commissaires for that one.
They'll have told Kenny the Kettler to go in and out with the team they're nearest on classification, so they've told him to go in and out with team number 1. So let's see when he comes around next time and team number 1 get ready to make the change. He should, by all accounts, should be rejoining the field, the group of riders now.
Well, his teammates back in action and coming round to give him some respite right now. Goodness me, there's going to be some words there.
Just 5 laps to go.
Well, that was really tardy stuff, and a team not well marshalled at all for the worst occasion. You can't take the wrong bike if he didn't have his spare bike set up for him. The question is, why not?
I mean, that could be decisive come the end of the 6 days. I mean, your spare bike should be ready for you at all times.
Kenny the Kettler and Van Hoek declared on the lead lap. So given some dispensation. Oh dearie me. Well, there we go, and almost thrown with disdain. It's quite remarkable just how much of the emotion you get to see here trackside. Team number 4, Dalen, almost distracted in their efforts today, I think. Would have liked another lap, of course, on Lichtart and Katz out there overall. And here we come. It'll be the bell this time by. This is what it's all about. And it's Vlasman that hit the front again. Vlasman have had a terrific run here, and they're determined to get this, but Pim Lichtart and Marcel Katz, they're on their case as well. The men in white, it's the final now, and here they come. Oh, all the points up for grabs, and I think Vlasman have got it.
I think they got it, they definitely did, from team number 1 there. And team number 4 were really struggling. They were going out the back there. If it had been any longer, it could have been totally decisive. They could have lost all their laps which they've gained tonight.
Wow, what a night, what a drama. Why was that bike not ready? Goodness gracious, 2 punctures tonight in the big one.
Incredible. I mean, we said at the start of the evening, or in fact, sorry, Carl, you did, you said that team number 3 looked very, very tired. They proved us both wrong. We thought team number 1 or team number 4 were going to win tonight. And oh, look on the line. Strottinker just got it.
Well, there you are. Lichtart and Katz licked at the end. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. We most certainly did. Mayhem.
I mean, but what fantastic racing.
Oh, it's a joy. And terrific to see Vlasman with such a deserved victory tonight.
Most definitely. I mean, very spectacular, lots of skill, tremendous speed, and a very, very tough Madison there. Lots of tired legs now.
Oh, and how. But they deserve everything they get tonight. And that has transformed their 6 days.
Most definitely. I mean, 6 days now have been a success for them. They've done very well to win one of the main Madisons in a 6 day. They've had tremendous success. Great advert for their sponsors, and they've really shown themselves, and they've surprised what they could do.
Morris and Torringer on the lead lap get 20 points. Lichtart and Katz, Team Visa get 12 points. De Kettler and Van Hoek on the lead lap get 10 points. Absolutely vital, but Lichtart and Katz will be our leader tonight after Lampeter and Kreider and Stopler and Harvick finished a lap down. So it will be Lichtart and Katz leading. Phenomenal performance.
They'd be leading 1 lap advantage with 134 points. And then you it should have team number 4 in second place with 1 lap with 178 points. Let's wait for confirmation from the commissaires.
Well, we know our leaders. We'll see how the rest of them stack up, shall we? What a phenomenal day's racing. Yesterday was great, today likewise. That is how our Madison has finished tonight, but the leaderboard will show Lichtart and Kautz, who are runners-up, as top dogs. Stoppler and Harvick, the big losers tonight.
And there you see Jens Morris throwing the flowers to Ingrid from Breeder. I saw her catch him in the tribune there.
Oh, Ingrid, you know, she loves her flowers.
She doesn't. She always manages to catch whatever you throw at her.
Oh, you know, Frank van Hopper there from Rotterdam has just managed to get himself a daisy. Good on him. And he's handed it immediately to the lady behind him. Now that's a gentleman. There he is in his blue anorak. Yeah,
lovely to see Ingrid there, wasn't it?
Lichtart and Kautz, 134 points. De Kettler and Van Hoek a lap behind, but on 188 their time will come if they can just get a spare bike. That's a good warning for them, you know. A very good warning.
I mean, that's shocking. I mean, at this level, that shouldn't
but
happen.
come on, it's not going to happen again, is it? They'll be the most prepared of all of them. Stoppler and Harvick a lap down. Lamberter and Crater, Morris and Stodiger. That's your GC, but Lichtart and Kautz are the daddies after finishing in second place tonight on the Madison, won by Vlashman, Morris and Stodiger. Our congratulations to them all, and indeed to all of you out there who've enjoyed this transmission, we hope. I'm Carlton Kirby, and alongside me is my man, Derny Doyle. What a night! And the sausage machine has been given vent.
And you've got team number 1 now coming around to receive the flowers and the kisses because they've taken the lead back on top.
Right, let's get downstairs and have a chat, shall we? We have our event winner tonight waiting to talk to Gregor.
Here we are with Wim Strutingat. His teammate Jens Morris is over at the sponsors box. Wim, at what point did you win the Madison this evening?
I think when we took the last lap, the other teams they waited pretty long, and we just pushed the peloton so they couldn't take a lap. We kept speed up, and you saw at the end that Lichtart and De Ketel also had a hard time to take the lap back.
And Wim, you're back in the overall fight now with this lap?
Yeah, we're back now, but we don't have so many points, but every chase is getting better every day, so we hope to get in the front maybe tomorrow.
The Madison is very confusing. Do you ever lose count out there of the laps?
No. I have Peter Shep last year, and he learned me a lot, and now I have his experience.
Thank you, Wim.
Terrific. Out on the track at the moment are our leaders. There they are. They've just got their flowers while that interview was going on. And what a superb performance by Lichtart and Kautz. Team number 1, the Visa boys in the white, delivering.
But if you just look closely at the general classification, De Kettler and Van Hoek, who made a hash of it tonight by their mechanics being fast asleep, they're only 12 points off gaining that lap bonification. So early on this evening, tomorrow evening, we could see them come back onto 0 with team number 1.
Wow, it's building up to be an absolutely phenomenal crescendo to these 6 days. Tomorrow is the penultimate night. If you don't get yourself into a, well, we've had base camp. You've got the final encampment point before the last push to the summit. I'll continue. Tomorrow is where you have to set your stall out if you're going to be a contender, and it's also where you could lose it tomorrow. You may not be able to win it, but you could throw it away.
Most definitely. I mean, day 5 is always crucial. I just wouldn't like to be that Belgian mechanic who's got to explain himself to team number 4, to these boys.
Exactly. There'll be some nut tightening going on tonight. That is for sure.
Is that a promise?
Thank you for your company if you've joined us throughout. It's been an absolute joy. We've got to manage to squeeze in another interview, and it is with our glorious leaders, and they are with Gregor right now. Oh, what a night. Here's Gregor.
Here we are with Pim Lickard and Marcel Kalt. Guys, you're back in the overall lead, but how safe is it?
Well, in points, if I look good, and the Belgium guys only need 12 points more, and they take a bonus lap, and then they're back at 0 and immediately in front of us. So there's still some work to do, but every day we come a little bit closer. Now we're in the lead, so it's good.
Yeah, the Belgians had a bit of bad luck. Marcel, what would a 6-day win mean for you?
Yeah, you know, it is a small 60, but for me it is very important because it's my first 60 here, and Pim is the last winner of the 6 days, and yeah, we are back, and I hope we can win this race.
Thank you, Marcel, and Wim, back to commentary.
Well, let's wish him the very best of luck. Lickard and Katz, there they are, 134 points, but crucially a lap ahead. But look who's breathing down their neck. Keller and Van Hoek, Stoppler and Harvick, Lampredeur and Crader, Morris and Sonninger have got themselves right back into this. It is not over by a long way. Penultimate day tomorrow. I'm Carlton Kirby. Alongside me is the magnificent Tony Doyle. We'll be here tomorrow and hope you will be too. For now, it's bye-bye.
What inspires Giant to push the boundaries of bicycle technology? It's simple, to make you faster. We became the world's #1 cycling brand by delivering unrivaled craftsmanship, innovation, and inspiration to every ride. We create bikes that inspire you to push your own boundaries. We innovate to make you faster.
This program was presented by Giant Bicycles, Tux, and Island 200.
Thank you.